Like, first of all, we will give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kakadash. We give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS. Shalom, and to the hopeful that teaching short north to tell, man. You know? Oh, yeah, so yeah, get back again, right? And, you know, Esau's up to his usual tricks, creating confusion and diversions everywhere to try and take off attention from him. Yeah. Right? With these new X-Files, right? You know, the UFO files that he's just dropped like it was hot. Right? And you know, we knew what it was going to be from the beginning. I haven't gone through it all, but I ain't gone through it yet. I ain't gone through it any. Well, obviously, we hope it was go through them and speak about certain things and that. But one thing we knew, it was never going to tell you the truth. Israel doesn't deal with truth. He's not a truth merchant, right? He's there to cause, again, distractions and deceptions, right? Because we know the elites have an agenda, right? And they're trying to take your mind off, you know, the things that are going on around you, so you can focus on these things while they get on with their agenda, you know, behind the scenes. And only what they want to do is try and crush people's face. Because before they dropped the files, they were saying they were warning pastors and all that kind of stuff, right? That prepare your congregation because it might fuck with their minds about, you know, the truth of the scriptures, whether the scriptures are true or not, right? Because aliens are not mentioned in the scriptures in the way Esau talks about them, right? Because Esau makes you believe that there's some extraterrestrials living on Mars somewhere, you know, and they come and visit the Earth now and again, right? Some Bulbous-headed ET motherfuckers, like that's who they're trying to portray the aliens are. We know what the aliens truly are in the scriptures. Well, according to Esau, you know, from what Esau is saying, is the angels in the scriptures, right? But Esau is never going to tell you that. He knows what they are, but he ain't going to tell you that. Right? He wants you to focus on there may be some threat outside, right? So that all fits into his hands when Yahushua, you know, returns with the angels, that they are a threat. And yeah, they are a threat to your world, right? But they're our saviors. Yahushua and the angels are our saviors, man. So yeah, they're going to come and, you know, wreak destruction and havoc.
Because the scripture says what? This is the curse?
It's the curse that comes, you know, go around the whole earth, right? So you're going to see all these things. You're going to see them a lot more frequently than we have done in the past. You know, where these might be sightings here and there, you know, impressive as they are, you're going to see a whole army of them, right? It's really going to shake people up. But Esau's going to have them thinking, no, they're aliens or some shit. And we got to fight against them. But you really fight against the Lord, which is crazy.
Yeah. And it's like, bro, Esau thinks he controls the narrative.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the Lord's given the earth into your hands. The Lord is using you to lie to people. But when the Lord's coming back, you think you're going to get a big white sheet, cover the sky to stop? Like, you know what I mean? The point I'm making is when the Lord decides to really manifest and show, like, it's going to be evident that this is some different stuff.
Well, this, like you said, it's not like he can hide these things. Yeah. Really. That's why he has to try and control the narrative to what these things are. Yeah. So he can deceive the people to have them on his side, so they can take the mark of the beast. Yeah. Ultimately, that's what it boils down to. Yeah. Right? That's why they're breaking man's faith over this, or trying to break man's faith over this, so you can be softened up to taking the mark of the beast. Because in that time of trouble, even these Christians that don't know the truth 100%, they're still gonna. Some of them are still gonna hold down to what the scriptures say about the mark of the beast and to be wary of it, right? But they want to soften them up, and if they make him believe like maybe God don't exist, he made these scriptures not true, then they're more susceptible to take that mark. Yeah. That's what it boils down to. You can get gone.
2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right, that's why the 100% truth is important, man. You have to know all aspects, man. Especially concerning prophecy. No one says you have to be a historian, buff, and all these different types of things. They're all good to build up your knowledge on certain things. But prophecy is really important. Right? Understand the prophecies is really important. That can only be given to you from up on high. Right? It's not given to everybody. Right? So when Esau tries to play these tricks and play these pranks trying to deceive people, like we see straight through that. We know it was gonna be, you know, the whole X-Files was gonna be BS. You know, but some people like really, you know, taking it seriously. Because they want it to be aliens or whatever, you know, these guys are crazy, but it's gonna mess with people. It ain't gonna mess with us though. Just speaks about how Satan goes around looking for whom he could devour. So he's always bringing out some other new tactic and some other play that he's trying to corrupt people with. You know? That's it on that?
Jeremiah.
Yeah, go on.
This is Jeremiah 9:3.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah. Yep.
And it says, and they bend their tongues like they bow for lies. But yeah, like, yeah. Jeremiah 9:3, read that again, Salaki. And they bend their tongues like their bow for lies, but they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth.
Esau's not about the truth. He's about deception. Everything that he tells you, like there might be an element of truth to things, like UFOs in the sense that there's things flying around that does exist. It's just that they're not UFOs. They're actually chariots of the Most High, right? We know what they are, but Esau is like there's something else, which is the lie, right? Esau is always going to manipulate what he wants you to think, right? That's the whole thing. He doesn't do truth. He'll make up these elaborate lies, but he ain't going to be going hard for the truth. You don't do that.
Well, when you look at, you said elaborate lies, when you look at evolution and you really think about like just the depths of that lie, like it's actually kind of deep. You watch what was David with the Netflix documentary narrated by Morgan Freeman, man. They be saying that the dinosaurs, right, were doing mating rituals, and it's like, bro, you don't know that.
Or they make a whole studio to reenact the whole thing. You know, they go so far into wickedness. It's crazy. Really.
It's such a lie that people don't even like realize. People say, yeah, because if you look at the theory of evolution, like, bro, you just said theory.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not very.
They could tell by the tone now.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, it's like
I'll never. I think I don't know where this was. I don't know if it was in the UK somewhere, but like it was in a beach. So some dude that like he was doing like some dude did a prank on the city, but where they just found like some marks, some footprints, or like. So then the whole time, he's like, and the dude later on, years later, said, "Well, that's me." Chatting shit, bro.
Yeah. No, for real.
Well, scripture will tell you he's diligent in search for wickedness, man.
Yeah.
You know, the inward thought of them is deep, right? They go heavy into this shit. You know, it's not real.
Yeah.
They want to go so deep into the lies to convince people.
Yeah.
Oh, they're lost in the sauce, man.
Because the thing is, like, you know, what's like a very popular clothing for young boys, but like jumpers with dinosaurs on it, or like things. So it's like really putting that image into your head from a very young age. So that's dinosaurs. Which obviously they were big creatures.
They existed, right? So it's true.
Yeah.
But half the other shit that he talks about dinosaurs ain't fucking true.
90 billion
Yeah.
years.
They used to have feathers. You know?
Bro, this guy lies about everything. even you know, people even go into even the world map. There's places on the earth he's not even really like searched out. Like
Exactly.
He saws a liar.
And he expects you to. Can you expect him to understand what's out there in space?
Yeah, come on.
He can't even work out what's down here.
We can't work out what's down there. Like
You know
even
what I mean?
like this even they ain't even go into it. Even the size of certain countries on the map. They've shrunk some shit and expanded others. Like,
Market or projection.
yeah, man. Sorry, man. It's a liar, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, more than that. I got one.
Was that finished?
Oh,
A bit more.
Yeah.
They said, but they proceed from evil to evil.
Only evil. These things are only evil that he comes up with. You know. So now you got thousands, millions of people going through these files now, trying to figure out something. Or with the government lying about Area 51 and all this shit. Like, bro, it's all a hoax. It's all a hoax.
Yeah.
But you're probably, these people are probably invested in it. You know.
And it says, and they know not me, saith the Lord.
They don't know the Lord though. They don't know his scripture. They don't know his word. If you knew his word, you wouldn't be fooled by the evil and the lies. You know?
Something else.
Oh yeah,
I got something.
this is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except they come a fallen away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
That's another thing as well. Like, people understood, because people used to draw these things, like paint these things, like the chariots of the Lord, right?
Yeah.
With men inside it, angels. Right? Where did that understanding go? Esau just kind of buried that. No one talks about that really. Now they're just from another planet.
Yeah. oh, even
You know?
the slaves, swing low, see chariots will be coming around the mountain.
Mhm.
When it comes
The
King Jesus and the band of angels. That's what that's the lyrics.
It's biblical. It's written.
You know?
So why do not people put that together? Why they mean, like I said, popular culture, Esau's Hollywood, and which witchcraft,
Yeah.
has made you forget that, basically.
Yeah, the
Churches don't
chariots
teach it.
and stuff is in a lot of cultures.
Yeah.
Remember, it's like the same goes for the actual scriptures and how people would describe it with the terms they best had. So something might become a folklore. Like, oh, the 10-headed angel and all that. But it's like, yo, people just saw some crazy shit.
With 10 lights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm saying.
favorite example of people using words for things that they don't know yet, right? Is the Greek word for giraffe, right? Which is camel leopardus. Because they were like, well, it looks like a camel and it's got stripes like a leopard. So then they just called it a camel leopard, didn't it? And that's just an example of how people use words that they best have. For instance, you read the school about the glittering sword.
Yeah, exactly. But even to today's standards, right? They call them flying saucers. Like a plate. It's, you know what I mean? They call it a plate. So don't act stupid. Like when we talk about flying rolls and scrolls and all these different types of things, don't act stupid because you call it a fucking plate. Because of this like shape, right? That's no different. But we just know what they really are, according to what the scriptures tell us.
Well, if you look at like Ezekiel 1 and his eyes and you're like,
It's crazy,
you're
right?
like, bro.
Yeah.
And then it's like you realize, oh, those are the windows, like you know, like these are things that apostles have gone into. Because if you actually look, if you actually look, like if you type in, give a artist rendition of it's bare balls blinking at eyelids.
Even things where he talks about like horses, it represents power because it's powerful. You know, or eagles because they fly. You know what I mean? Because back in the ancient world, there was no flying craft. You know what I mean? So come on, man.
Right. Come on, there's some things they could like
flying roll. You know what I mean? It's just like, what else am I gonna say though? I don't know anything from this thing.
Like, come on, can you imagine like making a joke? Imagine you go get into a time machine and give an ancient man a PS5, like, and tell him to write about it. What's he gonna say? Like, you know, the
box.
Was it? You know what I mean?
Well, PS5 is even weird because it's mash up the tape. It's like, I don't explain that.
And then the lights coming forth. You know, plug in the controller and shit. Like, you know what I mean? There's just some things is above terminologies you can't even explain.
That's right.
You know? Yep. Even Apostle Paul saw this, obviously talking about the spirit world, but he says it's not even lawful. As in, I can't even like that. How do I tell you what I
can't do it justice?
I can't even do it justice with good words, man.
Yep.
So how much more ancient man seen a big like I mean city
flying thing?
It's a city. Remember that Jake when he saw it on the national live feed, man.
What's the full basis like, bro? You just had to be it.
It says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he is the Most High, sitting in the temple of the Most High, showing himself he is the Most High.
So again, with this notion of that Esau's trying to remove the Most High out of the equation of existence, right? By saying that, you know, these things are aliens, they're not mentioned in the scriptures, therefore the Bible can't be real. You know, Esau's now putting himself at the top of every chain, every food chain, because he wants to sit in that seat of God, right? So his word and his rule is all that really matters, right? So like I said, when the MOTB comes into play now, he's the last authority. And people are not going to be worried about, oh, what did God say? Because he's just proving God's not real. You know, so there's going to be a lot of that going on. Obviously, like for the elect, that's not going to work. But there's going to be a lot of these weak Christians that are just going to flop. You know, because they're not being taught right.
Yeah, and guess what? Like going into that, he ain't gonna be able to control the night when it moves back. Remember the film was it Oz when it pulled the curtain? It's like, oh, just ignore the man behind. Like, the point I'm making is, what you think when it's the Lord's back with his chariots and the father ships covering the whole planet, that some fighter jet and the president or the prime minister, so don't worry about it. No, that like that's it. Your lies, your cut. That's when the curtains.
It's not real.
It's not
not
real.
real.
Just turn around.
Demons. Demons.
Just wear your sunglasses. It's not happening, bro. When the Lord comes back, that's when all the lies are gonna be dispelled in one moment.
Because you got to remember, man, when the angels do turn up, right, the world is gonna know.
Yeah.
But the Most High got to put that spirit on them to come against them anyway.
Yeah.
Right. But they're gonna be prepping themselves.
Yeah.
But they know what they're doing. Like they ain't got no hope in hell of doing anything. You know. But the Most High gonna put that spirit upon them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just quick. Yeah, it was just on what we're talking about. That finishes Matthew 24:24. But they shall arise false anointed and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, in so much that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
Yep. Because the mark of the beast has to come past.
Yeah.
You know, so if you combine the Project Bluebeam with some military technology that you've been experimenting with, you are
One of the articles that someone was talking about is that the Nazis had some next crazy vehicle that was like going 1,600 miles an hour or some shit. Where is it now though? I don't know. Like,
lost
the time.
The book for the recipe.
Yeah.
It's lost, isn't it?
But that whole idea that Nazis were working with alien technology was been going on for a long time anyway. All these conspiracy theories, nuts. You know, talking about that shit, but.
Yeah, but you know what it is? That's someone pointed out, not specifically in the case of the Nazis, but you know, which F's on Egypt. But something that they said was that's one of the things Esau does in terms of mind control. That everything that is in Greece and whatever, they built this. Yeah, we did this.
The pyramids, aliens.
Oh yeah, it must be aliens.
Yeah.
It's pushing this notion of just like they can't have been smart.
Low IQ.
Low
They
IQ.
can't build no pyramid.
You know.
Bro, it's like the Lord gives man wisdom, and then all time, like then like there's just some things you can't do.
That's
Yeah.
But you didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like there's the same. There's the pyramids in Egypt, and there's pyramids in the Americas. Right?
I remember Menno left a statue back there. There's a statue now.
Exactly.
So technically, in a way, maybe intellectually capable of a certain degree, but like overall, they can't do what the renovation world did.
Yeah.
So that's why they can't replicate certain things.
At the end of the day, it's the Most High that sets the bounds.
Yeah.
You know, because even I'll be usually reading Ezekiel 28, right? Okay, but in Ezekiel 28, in Ezekiel 28, it goes into the fact that the Most High has basically given it to this man to be wiser than Daniel.
Yeah.
Right. Then also Daniel's as well. It speaks about knowledge shall increase, which the knowledge in the last 100 or so years, right, in terms of you look at microprocessors and stuff like that, like it's kind of crazy. Brothers can listen to us on the other side of the world because of some metal and glass. Like that's actually kind of crazy. Some sand, really. You know, it's deep. But the thing is, it's like the Most High still had certain technologies that people knew about. Because
It was skill.
Yeah.
It was skill.
I was about to say with Hiram Abiff, right? King Solomon had him basically take from Israel to the Americas, and when you look into that journey, that's a treacherous journey. But what it's like, they're looking at the heavens, they're looking at the stars, right, to be able to navigate, and ultimately the spirit was with them.
They found something like jewels and gemstones that had Hebrew characters embedded inside. And it was like, how, bro, the only way they could have done is if it had like some way of a laser embedded inside. I can't describe it the best, but if they found stuff like that, they're like, how the hell did they do this?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, even Joseph in Egypt, you know the whole storehouses and stuff. Yeah, they've actually gone into the storehouses. How like they had booths and the put the stuff down like a latchet and store grain, and how the certain section would open up and people would have to go there with their bag and it would just drop down and I'm like, whoa, yeah, you can see Joseph was the Israelite built a storehouse in Egypt. What makes you think the other guys didn't build a pyramid?
Yeah. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
And even on that, you've got some structures. I think it's in what do you call it? Asia Minor somewhere, but it was like Turkey's Asia Minor, right? Again. Yeah. But basically, it's like some of the structures where they built it such that it basically had air conditioning. It was always temperate, you know. But it's like then Esau builds these houses, but some of these houses, as soon as it gets warm, you're cooked.
This is what I was thinking, right? I think if I remember correctly, like, it's termites
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and their
exactly.
thing,
Yeah,
like they've
yeah,
got
yeah.
crazy air cooling system going on.
Yeah.
How'd they do it about technology?
Yeah.
So there's ways of doing things that you're just not really privy to.
Yeah.
You think that you have to have all this machinery and all this to try
Yeah.
and build what the equivalent of.
Yeah.
But it's not necessary. There's other ways to do things, more natural ways to do
Yeah,
things.
and he's all about that moolah, man. Like I was watching a video. I've not verified it, but basically the video was saying how San Francisco actually did used to have a decent transit network, but General Motors and the oil cartel basically then bought up the transit networks and then destroyed them so that you can buy cars. But that sounds something like Esau would do.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
You know?
But again, like Esau has to put out there that he's the smartest.
Yeah.
He's the most intelligent. Right? It's important to him because he's lost on every other front. You know, so he'll look down upon ancient technology and exalt his technology, even though his technology is like a double-edged sword, which is creating mass destruction around the planet. You know, but he's supposed to be the smartest one in the room. You know, but he wants to try and keep hold of that. So, you know, he goes headlong with that. What's hold him?
Yeah. I've got Thessalonians. All right. Let me sit down to verse 7. 2 Thessalonians 2:7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
So Esau's been allowed his time. All right, and the Most High is getting ready to take him out. You know?
And it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders.
So yeah, Esau's working with Satan. Basically, Satan's the one helping him out. You know, to get where he's got right now.
Yeah.
You know, as a sign by the Heavenly Father, right? Because Satan works for the Most High. Right. So yeah, Satan's helping Esau out to get where he's got right now, only for him to end himself, basically.
Yeah.
You know.
And as the scripture was touching on as well, lying wonders, man.
Mhm.
You know, so it's within the look, man. Esau is a master. Like, the elder bro, Carl says it. If all Esau's lies manifested in one day, like the world would explode.
Yeah.
Because the things he's lied about is so embedded. You know what I'm saying? So he's done a lot of witchcraft. It's fine, man.
Imagine you finding out your dad's not your dad. Yeah, you're gonna be rocked. That one little thing's gonna rock. But then now imagine, because reason being, it's like that's who you've had this image of life, that, and your dad was that. So imagine you're in a world where everything else is a lie.
Yeah.
Everything
Well,
else.
we live in a pseudo reality.
Yeah.
The system.
It's not true.
Yeah.
Everything's a psyop.
Like that church across the road, they had like babies in there for kids being abused,
Sacrificed.
Like, imagine that. You find that out, like your
Whole time, you're there.
your local milkman. Hey, Sam. Every Sunday he brings the bottles of milk. That this guy was a child peddler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the whole school systems and everything. Like, if you find that out,
What schools is like, the very fact that they are intentionally destroying your children in these schools.
Yeah.
Like intentionally. Because
even the food.
Yeah.
Like we touched on. You damn go into the food and you realize shit, they are known poisonous.
Yeah.
It's so crazy that now when you go into information, people think you're lying. I mean,
crazy,
you're exposed to truth, you think people think you're lying.
Yeah.
Oh, he's making that up, innit? Oh, well, like, is it you that wrote that book? No, you know when people say that, you're like, this guy don't really believe it.
and the length of the lie as well.
Yeah.
That's just something, because you hear it all the time when people are, so you mean to tell me
Yeah.
everyone at NASA
Yeah.
Everyone at NASA was in on it
You
on the
don't know
moon.
what NASA is. You don't know who they select, how they select them. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about NASA. So why you gonna try and say that?
Certain jobs you're just not getting.
Like you just you to apply for MI6.
Exactly.
It don't work like that. Just because you do science, you know, you can go do anything. No, it doesn't work like that.
It don't work like that.
You get select.
There's whole reasons why interviews exist.
Yeah.
Interviews exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might have
Screening.
qualifications. Everyone's got, you know, at that level, everyone's applying for NASA, got qualifications,
Yeah.
but not everybody gets the job, right? Because there's a certain candidate that they want. And certain vows they have to make, and certain you know, non-disclosures and
Well, a good example is this. A lot of these politicians, even here in the UK, they oddly went to the same schools.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because people are groomed. Like, and what people don't understand is like, you see how you got people in a training camp, like football camp. We play for Arsenal one day, Chelsea. It's the same how you have camps of like baby Satanists. Like
how the fuck you think Trump got into office?
Yeah.
that
You know?
that actually see child sacrifices, see you know blood drinkings and shit, so that when they're 19, they're desensitized. They're with Satan. They're like, yeah, I'm boys with Satan. You know what I mean?
And you got and you got levels and like
yeah,
you know tiers to this, right? So you got like the you know guy just comes out of university, you know, he's working on a project, he don't know nothing about it, he's just creating something to help the world.
Yeah.
But you saw that he's looking at it differently because he's not gonna he can't publish his work. That scientist can't publish his work. Esau's company's gonna do that and use it for whatever they're gonna own the product, right? So they're gonna use it for wherever they want to use it. So that guy don't know shit.
Well, it's another thing as well on that. To touch on the AI stuff. Like in engineering, and like especially with like websites, one of the things that we had to do was to make the website accessible, right? So this was if there's a picture, you had to put an alt tag for the disabled people to explain what that picture is. So this may be man holding a can, right? Just to explain what the user is seeing, right? It's for SEO and for accessibility. But now when you see how these AI models have been trained, we've spent the last 10 years, 20 years preparing the data set for them. We were none the wiser of what we were doing. But the point is, it's like just to back up what the elders say, you will have people in certain positions ignorant, not understanding that they are actively working toward this much bigger goal.
And there's a lot. Well, that is the majority of people.
Yeah.
Most people are ignorant to what the elites are doing on that level. And like I said, there's tiers to, like you know these secret societies. There's tiers. Not everyone knows what's going on. They might think they do, but they're not involved, so they don't really know.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're too low down on the thing.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus 13 and the 4. If thou be for his profit, he will reuse thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee.
Right? Esau's just an abuser of mankind on a massive scale, right? So that's not a strange thing to him. We're just tools. We're cattle in his eyes, right? But here's another thought to have, right? Everybody works in a business or a company, right? Do you know what your CEO is doing? Fuck no. Does he run the whole company? Yes, he does. How many people are underneath him? A lot. It works the same way on the elite level. It just there's guys in certain positions that run everybody else. We don't know what the fuck's going on.
That's a good point. Because I remember there was a job that I was at, and then what do you call it, this new cat out of nowhere, he starts joining the senior leadership meetings. I'm like, what's going on? And because like you said, you got the CEO, you got the founders, and you got the C-suite as they call it, right? And then you got like the senior leadership team, the different managers in it together. And I'm just there like, what's going, what's going on in there? Oh, you but like you may become privy to what those meetings were, but in terms of the raw conversation that happened inside those meetings, like it's none of your business. As they say, it's above your pay grade.
Yeah.
But
So if a guy, like I say, it doesn't take a lot of people to run the earth like that. Especially when most people are just there for work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And that's one of the things Esau weaponizes against people is time, right? Like I always see, it's like someone might be getting into something, right? Start learning this, that, and the other. But as soon as they start doing that work, all of a sudden they just ain't got the time to really invest in all of those other things. And
You're just focused on going to
Focus,
work.
exactly.
You're in that rat race now.
Yeah.
On the hamster wheel.
yeah, cool.
You know.
Psalm 64:2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Yes.
Right? That secret counsel, man. So people talk about, oh, conspiracy theorists, this, that, no. It's conspiracies and secret counsels are written of in the scriptures, man. Right?
And it's such a ridiculous thing as well, because like conspiracies have always existed, always. And you know, later on they found out that that was going on,
Yeah.
but it was happening before they found out.
Yeah.
So therefore, it was a conspiracy that was taking place that no one was privy to. It just you're not privy to it. When you're in this truth, you're privy to certain things without having first seen it with your own eyes and ears. You know, because the Most High laid out what these guys do, right? So when these things come out, it's not shock to us, because these men have been doing it for centuries. Other civilizations have done these things also, and they just following the footsteps of these other these heathen nations. So we know that stuff's always going on. Sacrifices being done today.
Yeah.
I can't see it, but we know it's happening.
Well,
You know?
in the UK, for example, you had what's something called the Privy Council, PRIVY. Believe that word comes from private, but you can double check that. It says, formerly His Majesty's Most Honourable Privy Council is an ancient formal advisory board to the UK monarch, largely comprised. Well, it says, senior politicians and public figures.
Yeah, but I'm sure you could have found LinkedIn.
Exactly.
At the bottom of the page, you put your number, and they call you on WhatsApp to have a no.
Yeah.
Like those are.
Yeah, we see
Those
you're
are-
interested
yeah.
in being
Yeah.
in the councils.
Yeah. Can you give us an example of a time when you had to deal with a customer?
Exactly.
Like,
Which even on the LinkedIn example you're talking about, he's so messed up. A lot of people are applying for jobs that don't exist.
Yeah.
What's really happening is data mining, right? Because of course you're applying, you're putting in your CV, and then when you're putting in your CV, obviously that's a lot of personal information that you're basically consenting for them to have. And a lot of the times, as we all know, we've all experienced it, where it's like you'll see the job advertised and you already know the managers have someone in mind. For vibes and sometimes for compliance, right? Like for instance, in the UK, say like in the UK to hire people from abroad. I don't know what the current rules are now, because they change immigration rules so much because all immigrants. But basically, to hire someone from abroad, you had to do something called a local talent search. You had to prove to immigration and say, look, we tried to find a UK employee, but they were too low.
IQ. Bacon eyes, couldn't find not one of them.
Yeah, not one of them. So we had to employ these people from abroad.
Found not one.
That's it. But yeah, privy councils, man. Right? Even in this thing of ours, like there are certain things we all, like brothers have families, right? And the thing is, the families don't necessarily know the ins and outs of what's going on, because it's just like sometimes it's like, look, you don't need to know that. Sometimes you look at families like
Read Isaiah 47:12. It says, stand now with thine enchantments, and with thy multitude, with thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit.
Yep.
If so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied.
Because it says there, what from thy youth.
Yeah,
That's going into America's inception, man. Right? It was a lot. The thing is, now you can't find this information anymore. But it was like, what the capstone was, it what lot 666, right? When they started putting Washington together, it was like lot 666, right? Then also it's like, I believe, if I remember correctly, it was like a Masonic assembly when we were basically blessing the endeavor, right? And then when you look into everything, just the vibration of 666, the vibration of witchcraft is in pretty much everything.
Well, I would say one of the founder fathers, Benjamin Franklin, they found dead bodies, like multiple bodies.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they found multiple bodies in his house basement, in a room that has no windows.
Yeah. And then they just can't.
and then they're gonna have these man put up Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Who's idolizing them,
Yeah.
defining their fathers and that. And you're not meant to be doing all of that.
Masons, man.
You know?
That's it.
So that this country's never been righteous, it's never been godly. And it's always been, you know, after the works of witchcraft, always been blood and witchcraft, you know, which they go hand in hand.
But wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, let now the astrologers, the stargazers.
Are you privy to those councils? No, you're not. Like, they'll do the public side of things.
Yeah.
You know, or the G20, or they're all getting together, you know, but you're not there the whole day.
Yeah.
You can't be.
Exactly.
It's national security, all this sort of shit. They'll, you know, these excuses that they make, you know. But you're there for the they're appearing up, they're coming, you know, they all, you know, turn up today, and they have like an open meeting, and then they have a private meeting, you know, which no one's there.
Exactly.
It's like, sometimes in them open meetings, they show you a glimpse of what they're on. Like the WEF?
Yeah.
Brazilian shamans.
They show you what they like, what sort of agendas they're working towards, because you have to know certain things, because you have to comply to certain things.
Yeah.
But the details, the intricacies of what they're doing to make that happen, they're not telling you any of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Because it's like they'll show you one thing, get people all on side with it, but really they're planning all of this. Because when they talk about, you know, the global warming thing, yeah, we should definitely. But what Esau's not telling you that you're the cop.
Exactly. This is the thing, right? So these events that happen around the world, like that, you think that happen organically, right? Like, for instance, the green agenda, right? We talked about electric cars earlier,
Yeah.
right? With the whole oil situation in Iran now, like, driving the cars might get a bit peak, right? So you know, electric cars seem more, you know, appealing, right? But to push this green agenda, well, they're not going to tell you, to help push this green agenda forward, we're going to start a war with Iran. They're not going to say that to you.
Yeah.
But that helps them push the agenda, which you know about, the green agenda. You know about that agenda, but you don't know how they're going to go about doing that agenda. Same with the digital and the you know, the digital currencies and, you know, digital money and stuff like that. Getting rid of cash. They're not going to tell you how they're going to go about doing it per se, but they're going in that direction. And whatever they do is what it is. Whatever helps that agenda, they caused it. That's why the mark of the beast is going to come on the tail end of that. After all that they've done, the mark of the beast is going to occur. They're not going to tell you that's where it ends. They're going to tell you that. But we do need digital ID, and we do need digital currency.
Because one of the things is you won't be able to fly. But then when you look at these crises, you've got a lot of Spirit Airlines, they basically shut down. Right, and obviously that was a low cost, which, you know, I was looking into the economics. Low cost in the States are very different to here. Like here, you can go somewhere for like £20 or something, but America is just the setup is different. But the point is, it's like, so that's a major provider that's just gone. Then you've got several airlines all over the EU being like, we're going to account for a whole load of flights. Then like if this war gets hot again. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point, would you call it, the Gulf airports get hit, and at that point, that's like half 500,000 passengers a day who no longer can fly through that region. So basically, the point is that entire domino effect to the goal that they had anyway is being achieved.
Because it's funny that all their agendas that you least want is going forward because of what's going on still. It always gets fulfilled somehow, and it's the same way. Like, all this is going on with Iran right now, but the stock market's still up. But the rich are still getting money. It's working for somebody out here. You know, the agendas at least are going forward and they're winning. Everybody else is hurt. You know what I'm saying?
This is Psalm 64:2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. The spirit side. From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bow to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
They're on violence, man. They're on here to persecute people, man, and to oppress people. You know, but they're gonna chop it up or frame it like, you know, oh, this is unfortunate. We're doing our best to kind of manage the situation for the people. Ain't nothing to do with that. They ain't trying to help nobody.
Bro, they're fighting for the same team, man.
Exactly.
At the end of it all, you know, it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly, do they shoot at him and fear not? They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares. Privily, they say, who shall see them?
Who will see the traps that they're setting? Because you're being told, oh, you know, we're just making use of the situation that's going on.
Yeah.
You don't know that they planned it to put you in that position. You know? So you're just going along with it thinking like, oh, these guys are still noble guys. They're trying to do the right thing. No, they're not. They're trying to put you in a headlock. You know what I mean? You know, you thought you was just playing around.
Yeah.
No, my man's trying to strangle you, choke you out,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This what these guys are doing.
It's sort of the same thing, you know, in terms of the chip. People are like, oh man, it's a chip smaller than a
Yeah, it's
grain of
convenient,
rice.
right? Because
You take that, you see what's gonna happen to you. Right?
CV, you know, on the money, like, I don't want to touch that. You know, like, there's all these bullshit reasons, but people are going to buy them. They're going to buy these reasons, and obviously they're just going to force it anyway. So you ain't have no choice. You're not being asked. Esau's not asking you where you want the future to go. These corporations, these elites are deciding for you where the future's going. Like AI, it's fucking everybody up, right? No one's asking people like maybe we should stop with this or hold it back a little bit longer, or work something out. No, they're gonna rush it forward with the AI. More people are gonna lose their jobs real soon. But hey, fuck it, charge it. Put man on universal basic income.
Yeah.
That's what the answer is.
Yeah.
But I didn't ask for that. No one asked for that. Oh, we're gonna give you a chip to make sure that everyone's getting what they're supposed to be getting. Because we've got benefit forces out here.
Yep.
No one's asking for all of this. But you're gonna push through it anyway, because it's your agenda,
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Yeah, like, well, people underestimate the actual think time and brain power and investment that's been put behind the scenes to bring this to pass. You know what I mean? This is a long-term thing, man. These elites have been planning, which really is, it's the Lord. I mean, we've seen older videos and stuff of scientists talking way back when. You remember that scientist that came out that was involved with the chip technology, became a Christian.
Yeah. The one that is creating it.
Yeah. He was like, shit, man. Like,
Bugging out.
he was bugging out. He's like, yo.
What you want to do?
He was like, there were some dudes who came up to him and asked him, like, basically giving a description of what he wanted.
Hey, can you do this? Yeah.
And then he realized, oh shit.
And this is what we were saying earlier about people that are ignorant to what it is that they're doing. Because so, you see about scientists and engineers, they just want to create things.
Yeah. Like,
can you do it? Oh, that's yeah. And so they just go in. Yeah. And they might tell you, oh, this is what we want to use it for. Or they might not tell you what they want to use it for, but you create this thing now. It's elite property.
Yeah.
They do what they want with it. Yeah. And it doesn't take, we'll just get another engineer on it. That's they'll do exactly what he wanted. It doesn't take much.
And guess what?
And he's man desperate for jobs and work, and so
and it's like, if you're not down with what they want to use the technology for, just take your patent, kill you.
Yep.
So
make you look crazy.
Yeah,
or something.
make you look crazy, and kill you later anyway. You know what I mean? Or they just buy the patent, or they buy the technology.
Well, you never owned it.
Yeah, you
never owned it because they own you. You work for them. So anything that you produce is owned by the company that hired you.
Well, even that Jake, Moses West, I saw the Brothers Balance talk about it. That Jake, the one
General War.
Yeah, it's like now the military brought up his technology. For something that is, that would help a lot of people. The whole world. Imagine,
bro, the Earth is like the same world, bro.
Can you imagine having a machine that creates water out of the air? That's an endless hack.
Oh, is that what does create water?
That's an endless hack. But that's so they bought out like Nikola Tesla. Remember those information?
Yeah, we shelved it.
Like, dude, remember that? I think it was something
free electricity.
They put it in the ground somehow. I don't know how the fuck they did it.
Yeah,
but
wireless though, isn't it?
My dude was clearly like an Israelite, man. The Lord was dealing with him, man. He was inspired,
and he often said that.
He was most high everything.
But like I said, he still doesn't want certain technologies out there because it doesn't make money for him.
It doesn't make money, bro.
But they take over, and shelve it.
So you want to control, so you want to grab everything from certain, But have full control.
Because these things they mess up the plan.
Yeah.
Because how are you gonna get man to take Mark of the Beast when man can just get literally from the yard, blood? I ain't desperate.
Yeah, I'm coming.
You know what I mean?
Man goes into his garden. Nah,
man are getting free water and free electricity.
Free water.
Nah, what do you mean, bro?
Yeah. They're like, oh shit.
They say fertilizer is to grow your crop. You can use crop,
There's things.
There's a lot of things.
Like, get back to the control piece. Why you don't own land anymore?
Yeah.
That's an important part of that too, because you're not dependent on the infrastructure.
Yeah, and food was localized. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, but imagine that food was localized. Like, even think about it. Like us, we get our meat mainly from the north, like Scotland, you know what I mean, Ireland and them places, yeah. Like, here it is, you're in like Portsmouth, getting your meat from fucking Ireland.
Why? Yeah.
Why? Surely there's supposed to be something around, locally to you, but because no one has land no more, you know.
So we go for Ecclesiasticus 12 and 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagines how to throw thee into a pit.
Yeah, so this is, Esau tells you that everything he's doing is to progress mankind, to forward mankind, advance mankind, to bring it to a golden age.
Yeah.
Under Esau's dominion. None of that's gonna happen. None of it's gonna happen. Bro. Everybody's about to become a slave.
Actually, no. What's that? Ecclesiastes 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you start?
16.
Start up higher. Start up like. Start up like 10.
So we go for Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his weakness.
Yeah.
And this is another key aspect that everybody should understand. Especially every Christian that has a Bible now should understand these things. Right? Esau's the devil. The so-called white man is Esau. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. Everyone should know these things, right? So there's no way that anybody should believe in people in power in this world. There's no way. And when America's calling the shots, Trump is the most demonic of them, of the outward leaders. Aside from the elites behind the scenes. Right? You should know this guy can't be trusted.
Yep.
But the Most High put a stumbling block and a gross darkness to people. You know what I mean? So these men, they ain't got a clue.
This is the same man. They come with what? The policy, laws that aim to protect people, but at the same time they destroy people, dropping bombs and kill children.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I just typed in, how it says like iron rust and shows wickedness. I asked chat, what's iron's relationship with rust long term? It says iron has an inherently destructive long term relationship with rust, as rust is natural. Oxidized state that iron reverts to when exposed to oxygen and moisture over time. Unlike some metals that form a protective layer to prevent further decay, iron continues to break down until it is entirely consumed. I find that spiritual because it's like, that's what I'm saying. And, it actually,
All this wickedness is going to catch up with you.
all of his wickedness is going to catch up to you. And it's like, even with Esau, you trust him, he's inherently destructive.
Yeah.
Nature.
And then even, if you look at his kingdom, iron mixed with miry clay, it's like, as you can see, Esau's kingdom is unstable and it's going to break down. And even if you imagine the rust as well, it's like it's inherently going to be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting, I actually saw, I was watching one of them videos of Marcus Aurelius, Rome and that. And he was actually, and there was actually one scholar around his time that compared the Rome to iron that rusted, which I found that spiritual because in the scriptures, the kingdom
Roman's iron, yeah.
Roman's iron. So that's I just found that interesting.
Yeah, and that is mixed with clay, which is wet.
And wet, it's like
it's wet.
It's
Moisture,
gonna
the
bite.
moisture
Yeah,
gonna rust.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So Esau was never gonna have a happy ending, bro.
Yeah.
Like his kingdom was doomed to fail from the beginning. Because we read it earlier, it was based on witchcraft and blood.
Yeah.
So it was bound to fail. But how can you trust in something like that?
Yeah.
For like as iron rusts, so is his weakness. Though he humble himself and he go crouching.
The rust, the wickedness is always there. The wickedness is always there.
Yeah. You remember when you helped me when I was getting my first car? Remember we had to check under the bonnet and under the tires because you see any rust.
Yeah.
this car ain't the one.
Yeah, because the rush shows you that it's eating itself.
Yeah, it's eating itself.
Eventually, you're gonna find holes and
Yeah.
leaks and all this
Yeah.
type of shit.
Yep.
So you don't want something with rust because, I say, it ain't good for the car.
It ain't good for the car. And
So
so
it's gonna expand and
gonna expand.
Agreed.
So it's like even if you might paint it, you don't really get the new spray. Oh shit,
it's still working underneath.
still working
And
underneath.
eventually, that paint is gonna go and you're gonna see the rust again.
You're
as well.
gonna see it.
Yep.
That's so spiritual, man. Like when you think about the statue of Daniel, because the strongest metal on there is, you know what I mean? Is iron. It breaks everything down. But long term, gold in that will stick around. Like, because like
It'll
get tarnished. We can still polish it up. But if you leave iron a certain way and it's exposed to the elements, basically silver in that, you know what I mean, and gold in that can be exposed to the elements basically longer than iron.
It's the reason why we don't use. It speaks about the looking glass, right?
Yeah.
It's a mirror, basically. It's a polished metal that you can see reflection in, right? The reason why we don't use that no more. We use glass now for reflections because glass don't corrode.
Yeah.
But if you got an thing made of iron, you polish it, and it's good for a while, but it's going to oxidize and go rusty. It's going to become unusable. Even if you keep polishing it, you might get some surface layer rust off and that, and it'll go back. You can use it for a little while longer, but it's still going to rust. It's going to be unusable at some point.
It's funny that when it rust, it goes red.
Yeah.
It wastes away.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just saying, I ain't making no deduction. I just find that interesting. I just find that interesting. But,
Though he humble himself and he go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away.
Not gone. Right? He might have covered it up. Like I say, Esau, he acting like he changed. He put everyone in slavery. He put, the Israelites into slavery, and now, he let us go. He let us go, right?
Yeah.
But then, he acting like he's changed the changed man. Yeah. And now I only do things for the world's sake. Come on, come on. We're meant to believe that. That you're only doing it for the world's sake. Now you're the world police. You're trying to look for everybody's rights and human. Yeah. Bro, you're the biggest violator of human rights, bro. Yeah. How are you gonna be the one defending it all? It's bullshit. Oh yeah, we're gonna be the authority on nuclear weapons, but you're the only one who's ever fucking dropped nuclear weapons on another country. Yeah. So you're just a hypocrite at the end of the day, and you're being revealed. Yeah. You're the same devil that you've always been. You just make excuses and find ways. You're the PR team, your media at work, to try and convince people that you're somehow righteous now. Bullshit.
As it goes on to say, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when.
Which is why Esau's final destination is extermination. Because, what you're going to need Esau for in the kingdom? You always got a nigga want to stab you in the back. He's just waiting on you, like.
The weakest, the worst of the heathen, constant lies, dumbest of the heathen.
He just gets nosebleeds every morning.
And all he can do is wickedness. These heathens, you can teach us something.
Yeah.
They're more pliable. They'll respect power. Esau will still be disrespectful. Try to be anyway.
Yeah, man. Elam. Yeah, I mean, Elam. All you got to do is give him a bit of spray, and it's all right. Spray him up.
More than a bit.
Yeah, spray the whole can. I just say, go out and work. Like, them are like, them East Asians and that. They're like natural servants, right?
They're harder working.
Yeah, they're
harder working. Just basic. You know what I mean?
You know them guys in Fiji and shit. Carry up some timber on there. Tongas and shit. You know what I mean?
There's a reason why Esau's still hiring all these Elamites and that for your tech and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
Elam's really good at following instructions. Yeah. So that's why they get bugged out when you give them something that's ever slightly deviant. You see that? The ones who will be like, you just change one little bit. So you want me to? And they'll ask like 3 or 4 times.
It's so funny. It's like sometimes I speak to them on the phone. And, my company, we outsource like our call centers there. Chatting to them on the phone, and you know this nigga's reading the scripts.
Yeah,
And it's like you might get different with the kind of English and stuff. Huh?
yeah.
Sorry, don't understand. Man. You know, but that's them. That's them. So basically, everyone's got to use except Esau.
Yeah, his purpose was to be the wicked.
Yeah.
Right, and that's really just to show the world what wickedness gets you.
Yeah.
And once the judgment comes for him, and the world sees it,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna understand.
Yeah.
And therefore, that lesson doesn't need to be taught again.
Yeah.
So Esau doesn't need to be there to teach nobody wickedness no more.
Even Ham, man. Think of Ham, like, think of how much the Philistines, like, the door like next door neighbors, bare annoying, but we had a lot of wars with the Philistines, man. Bro, you know how many wars you had to the Philistines? Hated, like, just that Ham in general. We had a lot of wars with Ham. So, you know, the kingdom, man, you need a nigga to climb up a tree, get coconut. Yeah. You see how they jump high? Remember that everyone's gonna be bigger when the earth is back in it. So I'm gonna jump to the tree and shit. Get that coconut, man. But fucking Esau, he ain't got nothing for us. You know what I mean? You know, it's gonna be taken out.
Well, so scriptures say, I don't know if you've got it.
And all holdovers anyway, bro. It's not like there's that many of you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? There's not gonna be that many of you, really.
Yeah.
Oh, quick precept. You know?
This is Romans 9:21-22. It says, "Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and the other unto dishonor? What if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?"
Right, and there's the purpose of Esau. Right, not a great purpose if you're an Edomite. You know, I guess you guys feel bad, but it is what it is. Most High make the pot how he wants to make it. You know, whatever the purpose is. You know, and he decided this is what Esau is going to be used for. Right, and it was ordained like that from the beginning. Right, so no one could change that outcome. Not even Esau himself with all his fucking technology. He's going to be destroyed at the end of it all. You know, it is what it is. I can understand if you're an Edomite. I understand why you're fighting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I can't blame you for that.
My judgment is greater than I can bear.
Yeah, if you was an Edomite, I guess that you've got nothing else to play for, innit? So you might as well just go hard, innit? But it's still going to end the same way. So you can see, you know, it's wasted time and effort if you look at it like that. But hey, it is what it is, man. We're just happy that we're not Edomites. You know, because we would pretty be fucked. You know, the Most High already punished his children for brown transgressions and it was fruit, but like the Most High got mercy upon his children. So we praise the Lord for that. You know, Esau got no one that can help him.
Yeah, oh, that's all. And the Zondavans,
Yeah.
the people,
The only neighbor of the Israelites weren't promised any mercy. You know? That's it.
Set him not by thee, lest when he has overthrown thee, he stand up in thy praise. Neither let him.
Yeah, and it's true. Even with Haman, right? He even described in Judith that he was laboring underhandedly to take over the Persians. Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's funny. It's like in that narrative, he was telling Xerxes, "Nah, man, Mordecai,
yeah.
nah, man, oh, come on, bro. I'm trying to help you, bro. Like, I'm here for you. I'm watching Mordecai." But then it's like later, they knew, look, this guy was trying to take over us. And it's funny because later on, the Greeks came anyway.
Well, and Mordecai was responsible for saving Xerxes' life.
Yeah.
You know? And Haman was still like trying to get man done in. Just because he felt disrespected by Mordecai.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, on that one thing I've been seeing online recently was just this idea of just how much basically the other nations get. On is the wrong word, but it's just like E will have everyone be like, "Oh, Jake is the problem, this, that, and the other." But then when you look at just the history that Jake has with all of the other nations, basically it's like, nah, like us two, we actually should be boys. It's really us and Esau that should be enemies, right? And that spirit is coming more and more into the earth, man. People actually realizing that although E has made Jake seem to be the problem, it's like, nah, like people are starting to wake up and be like, actually, no, it's you.
Yeah.
You're the
The
problem.
only problem is that we ever brought was the fact that you didn't worship other nations' gods.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to be worshipped.
Yeah.
Other than that, we were just doing what we was doing. You know, it's only when Nebuchadnezzar found out, oh, these men are not worshiping you in your golden statue, because man ratted man out. You know, and so he was like, well, I've got to do something about that. And so it brought issues because of that. It's not that we was running riot and just burning places down. Like, we was in captivity. It is what it was, isn't it? You know, but the most I said we was going to go in captivity, so we had to eat that.
Sure.
You know, but the only issue arose when they found out that we don't worship you, man. And then obviously the king felt hurt. Nebuchadnezzar felt hurt. Right? But it's the same with all these other nations, except for Esau today. Esau just wants to get rid of us, period. So he's always found a problem with us.
So,
You know, he's always found a way to have an issue with us. You know? Yep. Because even Cyrus was amicable with us, man. He was gonna, he let us, for us to go back and build the temple.
so,
You know, because the Most High put that spirit upon him. You know? So there was no real beef, so to speak, in the captivities that we're in. But that's Esau's got a perpetual hatred for us. So he's always going to find a problem.
yep.
You know? Because he's envious.
That's it.
No, there's more in Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat.
Yeah. It's like, bro, you know, if you have Ethan here next to you, he's always he's looking to overthrow you.
Mhm.
And it's like, now it even makes me think about the chip. That's making Esau closer to you, like on another level. he's gonna be under your skin, bro. Yeah, he's gonna be that's he's gonna be there. You know, it's like how certain he's a part of you. It's just how dudes trusted Esau with the damn vaccine. You know?
I was going to say all that, man, because, you know, here is Esau acting like he's your friend. And this is why we keep telling you, Jake, man, don't trust Esau. Don't trust this white man. Right? He is not here to help. Right? You think there's some amicable future where you and Esau are going to hold hand in hand and enjoy the earth together. Ain't happening.
White boys and white girls.
Martin Luther King's dream, right? Everyone's going for that. Ain't gonna happen. Esau's not gonna stop until you gone, right? And so if Esau's got any anything where he's trying to incentivize Jake to go do this and do that, don't listen to him. Man's trying to send you off a cliff. You know? Oh yeah, take the CV because we've been
that was the most bamboozling statement. How can they say? You know, the black community let down so far, so let's give it to them first.
Worst thing is Jake go for it.
Vaccine comes with hot wings and
don't trust that, bro.
Yeah.
Scam.
That is sensational.
But as I say, if they understood the scriptures, you wouldn't be playing those games with him. You know, because it goes on to say about the serpent, being bit by a snake. You don't play with snakes.
Yeah.
You know, the charmer thinks he's slick. If he gets bit, like no one's gonna be surprised, bro. It's a snake. Yeah. So yeah, continue reading that, bro. Because it's exactly what the situation is. And you people want to trust Esau. You want to love him, but he don't love you.
Can I jump in real quick? So Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
The so-called white man being Esau, the Edomite, is knowledge.
It's an important bit.
Trick knowledge.
Very important.
Real. Because Esau, that's another thing he tries to hide. Who the nations are.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't really know what the nations are really. Because he's renamed everything, right? Yeah. But there's only a certain amount of nations in the scriptures. The Most High named them, right? That's what you need to know.
No, bro. According to Esau, there's white, black, and yellow. And that's it.
Yeah. There's 1,000 countries.
Come on.
Even though they're like one country, there's like 100 of them from the same tribe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like what the hell?
Nigeria is like the same.
Yeah. So it's just confusing. Esau's creating a lot of confusion on the planet, which goes back to the beginning of the video. It's confusion and deception. Yeah. He's hiding these things, so you can't relate these things to the scriptures, right? Because the average person walks about not knowing fuck all about themselves, really. Yeah. We understand because we have to go through it, but these people don't understand where they come from, really.
If you're in a group and there's a spy amongst the group, you kind of want to know who the spy is.
Yeah.
You kind of want to know who the spy is. right? The point being is he is just he's the global spy. He's the global
He's the enemy of the world.
Yeah.
Right. So you want to know who these guys are,
Exactly.
but that's why it's important to push the narrative. Or Esau's been done away with, or or they're Japhet, or someone's stupidness, someone's confusion. So you can't like, oh, it must be all right then.
Yeah. Oh, it's saying, it's like if you knew my man's a double agent, right? Or you know my man's a double agent, right? If he's around, you're looking at him sideways. You're
Exactly,
waiting. You're
When he's
like,
gonna strike,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? Yeah.
exactly.
First of all, if he's a double agent, he ain't gonna be around. Get away, fuck away from around me, but the sentiment, man.
You know, you're looking at him, you're like, what's it? You know, was it set him not body? You ain't gonna invite him in the cookout.
In school, remember when there was always the class sticks?
Yeah.
You might be throwing shit around the class when the teacher goes to the toilet. And then he's
What was that guy in Rugrats, man? The one, that one?
I forgot that nigga. I know what you're talking about. And in fact, funny enough, he was ginger.
Yeah.
And like he had a hunchback.
Yeah.
He had a hunchback.
He's like a J in it.
And he had a big nose. You know one,
The ginger one.
the one in recess.
Oh, recess.
Oh,
sorry,
you remember?
Did I say right? I'm out.
No.
You remember recess though?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
The one that-
Mr. Burns before he got home.
Basically, Bro, that was a sport.
Yeah.
That was a sport. And you remember he always used to do this.
Yeah.
Bro, that was telling you. Because the recess. If you look at the kids in the recess, it was just Jake and Scatter Jake. And then there was that one small hat. You know,
Yeah, he wasn't invited to the cookout.
you never invited, man.
Yeah, man. But that's the point. Like,
When the first picture came up. Check. Oh, yeah. This is what we used to watch, man.
And he was the only one in the group as well.
That's hilarious.
That's the first picture that came up.
Yeah, we said, but the point for that, digression was just to put it in your mind, like, without knowing who Esau is, right? You don't know that you have a spy or a snitch amongst you, man. So imagine these times, like he's like your best friend, and you're telling them all the secrets, right? You're telling them all the secrets, and guess what? All those secrets are going to end up being brought out. But if you know who your enemies are, you what we read. Set him not biting.
Like you want to know if he's going around a bunch of murderers,
Yeah,
or a bunch of cannibals, or you want to know these things. You know what I'm saying? You want to know these things.
thing is, he's both.
Exactly. It's not fair. You want to know these things, right? But Esau has done his best to cover these things.
What's his name again?
Randall.
Yeah, so it's important for these to know these things, but like most Christians are ignorant because they're not taught nothing. You know, they're not taught anything. Just love. You know, it's just garbage. Right?
Enemies. This is Psalms 83:2. Below, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
Esau is our number one enemy, right? And they happen to be the ones in power, which is a dangerous position to be in for us. You know, because Esau can do what the hell he wants. He's got the power and the wealth to do it. Right? It's not like, he's just somewhere, like he's just amongst us, like on an equal level. No, he's in power, which is prophecy.
It's like when you get them immigrants that work in for like royalty in Saudi Arabia, or just Saudi Arabians in general in that Arabian region. They're in ultimate slavery, right? But this, like, imagine that, the fear that they have for their lives. But this is, Esau does that on a global scale, whereas it's like what he wants to happen is going to happen. Right, to a degree, obviously, we know the scripture says in Job 14 that the Most High, pointed to bounds that cannot pass. But when you're looking at the NWO agenda, right, all of these nations are undermanaged to try and bring it in. They may put you into this fray of like, Russia and China are against America, but no, they all want their MOTB too. It's got same goal. CV was a perfect example of that. They all had their own juice, right? Sinovac. For China, Russia back, Russo back, But the point is, it's like they all have an agenda, right? And that, like, they all are the theatrics between them is for you.
It's all Esau's agenda at the end of the day, man. These men are working with them, so their enemies are all against us. They made a tumult. They're in agreement. They're confederate against us. Scripture talks about it, Psalms 83. Right, Psalms 83. Yeah. They're confederate against us. They've made an agreement of some sort.
And you, what was it, the Moabite advisor or whatever? But in Judith 5, basically, where that's what was basically said was like, look, man, if these people are good,
Yeah, 10.
yeah, these people are good. They nothing you can do about it, right? But as soon as they are falling, transgressing,
Yeah.
then cool, fair game. And these heathens know that as long as we're at the bottom, that the Lord is annoyed with us. They've got reign in this world.
And that's why they affect us with all the madness in this world, man, to keep us trapped. You know?
They know sin is like our kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3, Psalms 83, verse 3.
That's why I don't like the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Which they've been successful in doing. Right? Because they don't look at us or recognize us as the children of Israel. We're just Negroes. We're just Spics. You know what I mean? We're just all the nations, basically. But as the children of Israel, we're not allowed to claim that, apparently, because we're being racist to the small hats, apparently. You know, because we're saying they're not them. They ain't, for the most part.
Yeah.
You know? But no, the world doesn't recognize us as the children of Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something the Most High given back to us. The world's not giving it to us. Right?
And it says, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And most High people reject being an Israelite. Right? So yeah, it's not something that we know or remember. We have to be taught that. So they were successful in doing that. The nations are all complicit. You know, because these leaders of these nations, they know secrets. They know certain secrets, man. You know, some of these old heads and all that kind of stuff. They know some things, man. Yep.
Verse 5. But they have consulted together with one consent.
On consent, an agreement.
They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites.
Because why isn't there an agenda? Oh, let's restore the Israelites. Now they're trying to put some small hats up in the land there right now. But why if they believed, right, that the children of Israel are going to bring in a kingdom of heaven, basically, Yahweh Shai, why don't you just restore us? You know? I mean, I guess it wouldn't work really, because obviously we couldn't do it right either at the time. We have to wait for Yahweh Shai to do it right. You know, but none of them is trying to help us be better. You know what I mean? They just want to see us be rappers, and you know what I mean. That's what they want for us, bro.
I mean,
You know?
if those four hats are really the people, they're supposed to be in that spirit, you know.
It's rebuking us, like, you know, you should be better than this.
Yeah, man.
That's what they should be doing.
The
But
Lord
that's
statutes and commandments, and everything's gonna be blessed.
Yeah, they're the ones that I remember in music, you've got something called A&R, artists and repertoire, and they basically control your image, who you want to become. There was an interview, I think, with Megan Kelly and 2 Chainz. It was definitely 2 Chainz. I think the reporter was Megan Kelly, and then she was like, "Well, you've got a 3B, yeah." Basically, like bringing out his accolades, right, as basically being you're smart, right? Why do you speak like this? And I was like, bro, because he basically was like, because the label makes me speak like this, you know, and that's Esau for you. He's basically crafted a character for Jake to be. And if you're not that, you're not getting on stage. You're not getting paid. You may just have to stay, you know, down there somewhere. But if you want to elevate, right, you're just not getting it. You know?
That's why you gotta be like 6'9" or something to get a record.
What I was
You know what I mean? Like, bug that, bro. Just madness.
well,
Represent your Mexicans out there and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, who wants that?
yeah, I mean, I proved it with that.
I remember.
His name before was Commission Scene. That was his name. I don't know. But anyway, that dude, he was the most like one of those like purple head, crazy nigga, right? Just crazy. Yeah. But anyway, the guy's rebranded himself as the guy does like play trumpets and jazz. Whole different aura. It's like, how do you go? Like, you know, like if you're still a low down nigga, but like, if you're a normal low down nigga, then you don't change, do you? Like, but how do you go from being lean, drinking, sipping to now you're playing the trumpet and the saxophone and shit?
Oh, you know what?
He was told to be that initial character.
Because you know what I was about to say, because they may portray him drinking the lean, but actually there's no lean in it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it made me think of the conspiracy, written of in Second Maccabees, the 6th chapter, right, where it was just like, yeah, man,
People to fund the people.
yeah, and it was like Elias was like, no, I ain't gonna do that. Oh no, okay, just pretend. We won't be put to pretend, right? But he had morals. But that's the thing.
These niggas look at like as a lesser thing.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not that bad.
yeah. Well, I got the bag though.
Yeah, that's it, man. I ain't doing it. But yeah, hey, people die of the shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're promoting something that can bring death.
In Ezekiel 3, it speaks about warning the people. And if you don't warn them, guess what? The blood is on your hands.
Yep.
Quick precept on this. It's Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them.
Esau's all about seduction. That's Satan, right? He's the devil. He comes to seduce you, innit? That's what he does. And because Esau got everything in this world because it's his, same way Satan came to Yahushua saying things like, these are mine to give you. Just bow down at my feet. And Yahushua's like, F you, man.
And that's why he goes, a lot of these things he's pushed it via the woman. Because he understands the woman is the weaker vessel. And he also understands that the woman, right, is the glory of a man. Right? So he'll go through the woman.
Another kryptonite.
Exactly, yeah. He'll go through the woman to then entice the man. You know?
But that's what they come up with, innit? That situation with was it Balak? Balaam? They said to send women to us
Right.
to corrupt us, basically.
Yes,
That's
he
the
ate
answer.
spies.
That's right. You can't trust the woman.
That's it. Well, because that was the whole thing during World War II. Right, I forget the name of it, the group. You had a whole Stasi, it might have been. I don't know. That might be something else. But basically, you had a whole group of this time around was actually the men. But basically, they started having all these big relationships, would marry the woman, but these times they're a spy from the other side, right? And the thing is, the thing that they did was they actually told the women, look, man, I'm a spy, but they basically made it sound I'm a spy for the allies, if you will. Right, but the point being, it's like when you look throughout recent history, you do get red sparrows. That is the thing. Like you will have women. Oh, that's a big issue in California right now, where all of these tech bros that work in big tech are marrying these Chinese women that then turn out to be spies for the CCP.
Surely she could kind of Chinese.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but that's the point. It's like because we was talking about lies though, right? That's gonna bug you out. Like, but you had my children. But these times,
Still part of the
mission.
Your wife was Black Widow. Like,
Yeah, it's a real thing.
I wouldn't mind still.
You lost this
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got secrets. Yeah.
You see his brothers doing videos.
See that Akabashi dude?
Yeah, playing sometimes PS5.
Exactly. Arguing about football.
Yeah, you come back to the jazz bar here and there. Come home. That's about it. No, but on that, it showed you in remember that film
Utopia?
Utopia. It showed you in the UK version. What was it? Yeah, it was where like they basically painted everything out. Like, look, man, I got all your information on your laptop. I can make you look like you touch kids, and there's nothing you can do about it. So the guy had to comply. You know?
Yeah.
And them things are happening, bro. You know, even those the spammers, right? They always email this bullshit, right? Like you're playing a risk. Like these men might have information on you. And that's why people have to just cave in if they know they've been doing some dodgy shit.
Yeah.
Like you have to comply because it's like what if you tell the truth?
Yeah. That was a Black Mirror episode as well. You know, where basically they're basically were hacking into the devices, right? And then that was the one where it was basically making them all fight each other, and then it ended up being like the boy was watching white boy watching adult entertainment of a youthful nature, frame it like that. But yeah, they was basically showing you how they were hacking into these different devices. Now, one of the things I've been seeing and looking into is just a lot of the devices, and it doesn't even have to be a smart speaker, anything in more or less everything in your house. Esau's found a way to hack it and listen to you. The ones that come out recently, and the thing is, it's not even like a difficult thing for them to do. Is nowadays you've got something called fiber to the house, right? So, for instance, if you've got any of the new fiber optic providers in the UK, the fiber is in your house, right? But basically what they said is they can listen to tiny vibrations through the cable, the light, the fiber in the cable, and actually able to hear your conversation in the house. Then also your TV has a mic, has a speaker, but a speaker is a speaker is basically the same as a microphone, right? And you can invert that, right? But then also is going into how, like, for instance, these modern cars, not even that modern, but these cars, what's the new thing? Drive-by-wire, where basically it's no longer hydraulics and pulleys. It's all just like electrical signals, and then how basically they can hijack those signals. And then also there's a thing of like how when you go to like via like airport security or whatever, what have you, like if they go through your they take your laptop, they can just go in your laptop. It was on Dario, the CEO guy, and then the guy who was like, wait, but I haven't put my password, and they laughed at him. Oh, that password? I don't know, you don't need your password. Point being is like, if that's why the script.
Even you can tap in on the VPN.
Oh yeah, the VPN. That was one of the biggest scams that they've set up, right? Because right now, I always say, if we're all on the same mobile network, right now we've all got the same IP address, give or take, right? But if we've got VPNs on our phone, we are confirming who we are because the VPN is tied to your email address. So when you're on a VPN, you are confirming, yeah, this is me. I have logged in on this device, right? Because that VPN is that's on your is on your device. It's authentic. It knows what computer it is. It knows the user account, and it will be sending metadata along with the information that you're accessing. So the point being is just like he is getting more and more control, right? That's why the scripture says a leopard shall.
Jeremiah 5:6. Wherefore, lion up the forest shall slay them, and the wolf of the evening shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over their cities, and everyone that goeth out then shall be torn in pieces.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, again, it's using a twofold sense. When we talk about leopard watching over their cities, but like he was going into the cameras, the phones. Like nowadays, I'm sure my brothers have seen these things when like a shooting happens, and the dude's running down the block, away from the scene, and he's getting picked up on ring
cameras.
Which is why you got something called the internet things.
Yeah.
The internet things is like a circuit of different types of devices that connect ultimately to the same thing, that talk to each other.
Yeah, and this is one of the things I always say. It's like in different lands, he executes things differently.
Yeah.
In East Asia, they're very subservient people, so they're used. If the government says, "Look, man, we're going to put cameras everywhere," people are like, "Okay," but in the West, we're very much commercial, so it's a thing of the government has basically said, "Yeah, we're going to put cameras everywhere," but you pay for the cameras. You pay the cameras, you put the cameras on your own door. Yes, it's in case someone, robs me, but it's like really you're helping to build the grid that Esau wants,
Thing with game Pokemon Go.
That was funny.
That was crazy.
That was funny.
What free label was that? That was a mad level.
Yeah.
Free label.
Hey.
Because the goal wasn't even the game. It was some low, some
Like,
GPS type shit.
Yeah.
So I had everybody out there going catching Pokemon to map out their thing for them. It's crazy. You have to hire nobody for that.
That's the same with, you remember the old I am a robot, I'm not a robot? Well, it was basically, because it's literally was saying, what's a bicycle? And that's what has built AI computer vision. Because imagine all of those different people that was like, yeah, this is bicycle. This is bicycle. And you was basically teaching an AI in that I was literally what it was for. It was literally to train computer vision to be like, okay, this is a bicycle, this is a bus, these are stairs, right? That's why the images are always a bit distorted, so that low quality. So then you're helping to build that bridge, that gap, having lots of free human labor to build these systems.
Makes sense. I was
You're gonna give credit when credit's due.
It makes sense. I always wonder why the pictures were crap. Crap quality pictures. Like you can just about tell if it's a fucking bike or not.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, shit.
Especially when when they do some of the letters.
Oh, that as well. That one is, if I remember.
As soon as you get a tech brothers.
If I'm not mistaken, that is that was for books, handwritten books. So it will be like books where it's like they don't. If I remember correctly, but I was double check. But it's like, if I remember correctly, it was like you had certain handwritten stuff, and then like you couldn't work out exactly what it was. So it's like so we're helping be like that's an E,
That's what it means, yeah.
that's an A,
Mm.
and stuff like that.
Crazy.
Okay.
Ezekiel 28 and 2 and 3. And it say, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Yeah, that's Esau, man. The Lord is really giving him like wisdom. Scripture says that knowledge shall be increased.
That's really the same
You
thing.
know, I was gonna get that scripture, man. It says that knowledge will increase, man.
It's like he's like I say with the whole leopard thing.
Yeah.
It's a predator.
Yeah, if we.
Oh,
The leopard's a predator, right?
Yeah.
And it's watching over its denizens, its citizens, right? You know, looking again like Satan, looking to whom he could devour. Like he's watching everybody very closely, and he wants to watch you even more. Even when he can't see you, he wants you to be seen somehow.
Yeah.
So having a mark,
Yeah.
you know, all these machines are talking to you. You got a fucking smart kettle. Some shit, smart kettle was talking like, yeah, he's here,
Yeah.
or whatever. He turned me on at like 5:40
Yeah.
PM or whatever. Like all these things are gonna be transmitting information constantly, man.
Yeah.
Walk past a lamppost. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got smart cities and smart lampposts, smart cars going by. It's complete continuous communication.
Which is why you have the Internet of Things, and then you have the Internet of Bodies.
Yep.
Because the Internet of Things, and then the next level to get it all one loop is Internet of Bodies, man.
Mm-hmm.
When you literally really that's the level of transhumanism to like merge man with computer. Essentially.
Yep.
You know, so now it's like it's impossible to steal. You can't do nothing, bro. Like at that point, like if you're going to install someone's ability to buy and sell in their body, you know, remember there's famous quotes that say like, "Give me control of a nation's money, and I don't care who makes the rules." So if you're gonna put a chip in someone's body, bro, you control life. You know.
They're gonna control what you buy, what you can't buy. You know, it's gonna know how many steps you did today, how much carbon emissions did you emit today. It's gonna know all these different things about you, man. Like even if Esau can't get an eye on you with his cameras, because you can't get a camera everywhere, right? But there is information being given to them all the time about where you're about, you know, what you're doing, where you are.
All your vitals.
Yeah,
They could always show you that in James Bond, where it's like they're able to monitor his vitals remotely and stuff like that. Which I remember thinking about. I was like, so wait there. They'll observe certain hormones going up. Then they'll be like, there's another chip in the vicinity.
Yeah.
And those hormones are also going up. So it's like he knows when you're beat. I was like, nah, bro. And not just knows when, who, how long,
bro.
how many strokes.
Esau knows the cadence of your walk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he can work things out very easily, man. Like he's AI on the job 24/7. Don't get tired. They're like angels for him.
Basically.
They don't get tired. They just process information, man, and relay it.
I forgot because you said the K. There was something. I think it's like obviously you got the gyrometer on your phone, and then that knows like what leg is heavier than the other, and like all of that. It's actually kind of crazy how they're able to literally build a whole image of who you are. Even someone was talking about Face ID on the iPhone, and what the person was saying with Face ID, it was like, oh, notice how like if you do that, but you're not looking, the phone won't unlock until you do that, right? So you actually look at the thing, and it was talking about how it works, about how you've got like infrared dots that are good scanning your face. But then basically what they said was, what they are then able to do with that information is know what you're looking at. Right, so that's why, for instance, like you no longer have to like an image on Instagram anymore, because the face, what you call all the iris tracking, like so you can just have the thing there, it's there, right, and it will know, okay, you're looking at the top of the screen or the bottom of the screen, like which of these posts are you looking at? Because I'm not really, if I'm online, I'm not really someone that likes and stuff like that. Right, because you know the ones I'm beating the algorithm. No, the algorithm knows you. Exactly. Oh, the googly eye. Yeah, but we read it in the scriptures and let the child watch over.
Just another thing with the whole walking cadence, the gate, right? It was someone was saying so each individual's got a different gate that a computer can work out difference between them.
Yeah.
Like everyone's got a different gate and it can work out or can identify just by how you walk. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I couldn't perceive that. It's like, yeah, we walk differently, but we have to tell them the difference between
It'll
them.
be miniature. It'll be minute.
Yeah, exactly. Like mathematical.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's down to it's maths, isn't it? Basically, the numbers, the ones and zeros, it works out. It's down to some minimal shit that you couldn't perceive as a human being. You know what I mean?
They use them in AI on the Fury and the
Oh yeah,
fight,
yes.
isn't it?
So
So that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
yeah, when they fought, they was able to calculate punches that landed and didn't land.
But you just see that the level of control that Esau wants or that he's about to receive once he, fully integrates everything.
I've got a precept. Come back to the beast. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And as you know, that mark is that aragma, man. It's gonna be, physical incision, right? Where they'll be able to write their name, their information on that chip, right?
Rappo.
That's it.
It's funny how it all
That's them-
kind of ties
yeah,
together.
yeah.
It's like, but yeah, some people are being ignorant at it.
Yeah, that's them staking their claim. Right? They're staking their claim of ownership. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and that chip is gonna be tied into a system. It's gonna be tied into a way of life. That's why you have something called the image of the beast. So it's the way in which the system is gonna work. Are you gonna have
order?
Have money that expires?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just because as well, amongst all of these things happening, they started, and the thing is, as soon as I saw it, like I was like, in spirit, I was like, yeah, this is all crap. This is completely for the sake of the MOTB. When they started talking about the online safety bills, about like stopping children from accessing indecent stuff on the internet, and I was like, it's not about the children, because to prove you're not a child, you as the adult have to put in your details, right? So I was like, it's just a way to gather. But what?
It's just the rewording of it, really.
Rewording, yeah.
And like we going through earlier, don't trust the enemy. He's gonna bring excuses why he's doing it, reasons that sound noble on the surface.
How do you argue against that? Like, no, you don't want children, especially it's like with this kind of stuff you have now and how accessible it is. You don't want children accessing adult entertainment. Here it is, man, 6 years old, he's got an addiction. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want that, right? So then if you try to argue against that, and his slippery tongue, he'll be just like, well, you don't want to keep the kids safe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But what do you call it? What then that does is it then creates a system where you have a lot of providers that already have the service built in. So then when you want to expand it, it's just a thing of you can then say, oh, we now need it here, but it's like, okay, who does everyone else need? So then the platform is basically being built under the guise of adult entertainment, where it was never about.
That's it.
You know, can I grab this on that? This is Psalms 55 and 21. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, right? But wool was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Yeah, so Esau knows how to say the right things, to make, to help his agenda go forward. Because there's certain things that people agree on, like everybody agrees on, kind of thing. Children should be protected.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Easy thing to do. Like, yeah, who's gonna go against that really? But that's not really why he's doing it. He doesn't care about children. Obviously, he won't be sacrificing them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They're just tasty treats for him. Right?
Yeah.
Blood bags or whatever. But he doesn't care about children. He don't care about
children.
He don't care about people's, lifestyle. He don't care about none of that.
Oh, so Habakkuk, the second chapter says he is as death.
What he cares about is identifying you.
Yeah.
That's what he cares about.
Control.
Yeah,
It's
to add you
also
to the
like-
database. That's what he is.
when is
To monitor you.
every time Esau has always used children as an excuse to do some shit. Like even you know, like certain of these groups. Yeah, you know these certain groups. They're just kidnapping young girls. Blah blah blah. And, all right, it just goes and blows up the country though. See what I mean?
Exactly.
You know?
Well, the proof Esau doesn't care about children
The
is
thing in Iran the other day.
the Iran thing. Is, that's certainly one, but just in a much broader scope is Gaza, right? Because when you hear that 10, let's say just easy math, 10 people have died in Gaza, statistically 50% were children under 18. It's like when you look at the population distribution, it is a country of mostly children. When you're hearing, and this is the thing, it's like it got to like 40,000 and then just stopped. Right, just got to a point where they couldn't count anymore. They had killed so much, they had destroyed so much infrastructure, they just couldn't count anymore. So the number may be 60, 70, 30, whatever, but I think they stopped at 40, right? So that means 15 to 20,000 of those were children.
Yeah, but then as well, remember what we're gonna do as well is play with the numbers because like if you're close, remember that system. Where's Daddy? That remember that artificial system, intelligence system that's been used to actually make up a list of people to kill, right, in Gaza. It's actually used there. People don't even know that. There's actually an AI database system that compiles lists of people to target. And if you reach a certain score, the computer will X the house to be struck by that missile.
No matter who's in there.
No matter who's in there. So you might have a neighbor, but you do what they said. They compile information between data and your posts on social media or things you look at. So imagine you're just like a person who's hurt about what's happening in Palestine in there, and you're looking at state online. You look at the wrong shit. You reach that score, a drone is just coming to your crib. Hey. And just takes you out.
Could be a wedding.
Could be a wedding.
I don't care.
You don't know what's
You could be in a school.
Man, just trying to watch the Champions League final. Just trying to watch the Champions League final before it kicks off.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, when you look at the new entry requirements into the US, right? One of the things is you've got to disclose your social media.
Yeah.
Now you may try to be slick. You may try to be like, look, man, I ain't going. But one of the provisions that they have is that they can search your devices. Right now, as we've just gone in to, they don't need a permission. They can just do it, right? But I'm not giving you my password. They're like, all right, watch this, right? But the point being is, it's not just anti-American sentiment; it's anti-Israeli sentiment that is going to get you back a blocked entry into the US.
All going around these days.
Yeah. So that's why I'm just like, right, no one's going to the World Cup.
There's all your reports that the hotel's not getting.
Yeah, they're not getting booked. They're not getting booked.
No booking. I know it's not for some time yet, but usually we booked by now.
It'll be fully. Yeah.
Usually we booked by now.
Remember before people would have booked this from last year.
Yeah. And they're not getting no bookings really. So it's gonna be fucking dead. The kingdom might even last at them. You even get there.
What was that scene in Batman? Lovely, lovely voice.
Oh, come on, please let that happen. Let there be a World Cup and someone like Bane just comes in there and then just mashes up. Man, that'd be funny, bro. Imagine that. I'd be like, yeah, see, Batman said it.
That's it.
See, Batman has told you.
And what was the end of that for, man? And you, man.
Yeah. Have the finger on the detonator.
Yeah.
You don't book.
I was reading that back on the tip. It says, back on the
Good, is it?
I'm gonna read the last few verses again. And that no man might buy or sell save he have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understand count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 people and skits.
Right. 6. And then this is the thing, man. Like, just to segue a little bit, like to do with these other camps. These men are not dealing with wisdom. They're not interested in the words. They're not interested in technology that's going on around them or what Esau's doing with it. They're not interested. They just want to stick on the same stupid ass shit about being Jesus Christ and Christianity or fucking embargoes, some stupid shit, right? None of these other camps are warning their congregation. None of them are blowing the trumpet. So when the time comes for the MOTB to come out, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Right? Because there's going to be a whole lot of questions your congregation is going to be asking that, because they are asking them now. Right? And you always come up with some bullshit. You had to Captain Zariak passing the hot potato to you know, the brother that was with him, because he didn't want to answer the question. And the brother next to him didn't want to answer the question either. You know, they never ask a question. They just give you some bullshit. Oh, well, I don't like it. They don't ask you if you liked it. What are you gonna do when to get money? Because whether you like digital currency or not, that's where the world's going, isn't it? Right? Your physical cash ain't gonna be worth nothing, or it's just gonna be taken out. You know?
Yeah, because even we experience it. I don't know if it's the same in the US. I don't think so, but we experience it here in the UK, where like they will just take notes out of circulation. Or we used to have the paper notes, and the notes like, yeah, we're not using those. So you might have thought you were slick, saved up a whole bag of, you know, you have a bag full of old notes. Bro, there'll be people in prison. Like before they before they went, they had the stack.
And their shoes.
And their shoes. And then they're thinking they're gonna come out and spend that money. That money's gone. That's not tender anymore.
You already got a certain amount of time to give it back.
Yeah, that's not tender anymore.
You know? So once it gets to that point, because inflation's going to kick the ass of the dollar anyway, and all these different currencies anyway. It's not going to be worth it. You could be burning it in a fire to keep warm. Right?
Yeah, what, a Weimar Republic?
Yeah, exactly, right? So the idea of whether you like physical cash or digital cash, that's not really the question. It's not the question, because you're not going to have physical cash anymore. So that's done, right? What are you going to do when to access the digital currency? You have to have the microchip. What are you on then? What are you going to tell your congregation? Because as soon as you get to that point, they're going to be saying, well, GMS, they've been saying, you know, the microchip, the MOTB. I can't buy or sell unless I have it. It's going to be fucking obvious at this point. You know what I mean? But it's like we told you so a long time ago. We told you this a long time ago. Right? But you've been deceiving your congregation this whole time. And we don't think you're stupid. We don't think you're stupid, because Nate's supposedly an intelligent guy. Supposedly, right? Exactly. So you're supposed to be like somewhat intelligent, right? All your lies and all your deception, man, is going to come crashing down, and your congregation is going to be in fear and in doubt. That is not a good position to be in at that point in time, because you got to be firm. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. If you're not got that knowledge, man, how are you going to be stable? You're going to make a whole bunch of bad decisions, man, because you're under pressure that you've not really prepared yourself to deal with. You know?
So the book of Jeremiah 23:1, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, says Yahweh. Therefore, thus says Yahweh, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them.
Because you fed them with GMOs. You fed them with lies. Yeah, you know, we teach certain similar things mostly, you know, but the key things that we need to know in these end times, you're not giving it to them. Right? And so when it comes to that moment in time, they're not going to know what to do. They're going to have the chickens. They'll be scattered. You know, should I take it or not take it? These are not questions you should be asking at that point in time. It's too late by that point if you're asking those questions then. And then we don't, you know, something that's going to come out of these different places because they're just going to see the bullshit. But like, they're not questions you want to ask at that point in time, man, because you're under pressure. And the pressure, people don't operate right sometimes under pressure, man. It's something you need to know beforehand so you can prepare yourself. You know? Got more?
Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, says Yahweh.
So there's other camps that they think, you know, if they teach certain things, you know, it's like, oh, it's open. So, you know, even if you're wrong, you know, what's going to happen? Yeah. Bro, you're a false prophet. You're all going to get fucked up. teaching lies, things that were not correct, you know? So you can't play defense. Can't play defense in this thing. You're either hot or you're cold. You can't sit in the middle. The Most High gonna spew you right. It says that clearly. You can't be a prophet or not a prophet at the same time. You either speak the truth or don't speak the truth. You know? Can't.
Jeremiah 50:6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They are forgetting their resting place.
Yeah, it's like, you know, these days going into these other doctrines, and it's just ridiculous.
It's so fucking obvious, man. This technology is so obvious. This is what Esau's doing.
Yep.
And this is what he wants to implement. It's not a discussion anymore.
Yeah.
It really isn't, man. But you still got these hard-headed Jake out there that are leaders of camps and whatever, teaching bullshit still.
Yeah. And now there's certain dudes, certain camps are trying to sneak in. Oh, the digital currency. It's like, man, been talking about. So, you know, like you say, they always try and put some vague stuff out there. They say, no, see, that's what we was really. It's sort of like,
Is
you
this a
know,
moron?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
the same thing.
Everyone's a moron, innit?
Yeah.
So, but they didn't know what
Yeah.
a fucking RFID chip did.
Yeah.
You know, it does tracks and traces apparently, but everyone else is a moron. All right, cool, isn't it?
You know, which is why time is spiritual, because the apostles have mentioned the mark of the beast when it wasn't as in the information wasn't as readily available.
And the grid wasn't so obvious to see.
Yeah, indeed. And it's like now, it's like, bro, like, there's not left. There's not much more left. In fact, I even asked chat question, which I'm gonna bring out, like, you know, taking into account the history of money. What's the evolution of money? Like, what's the evolution? And it just goes into the whole thing. It talks about the benefits and side effects of digital currency, and like, it goes into it, man. And it's what's happening.
You know, I was thinking about that whole when Nate was like, oh, you know, it's just the cats and dogs. It's just like, okay, so what's one of the things of like if you find a stray and it's got a chip in it, what's one of the things a vet will do?
Check if it's chip.
It will scan the chip.
Yeah,
It will scan the chip. Who owns the chip? Okay, what are the credentials of this chip? You know, because it's like really like which we'll find out exactly how it works. But I'm just, you know, talking from a technical perspective. It's just like really all the chip needs to have is an ID.
Yeah.
And that ID is connected to a big database. It's like, oh, it can't hold all of that information.
But they're building all these fucking databases everywhere.
Exactly.
At the expense of
Like
Like-
life.
well, they talk about being green, but these things are not green.
Yeah.
They don't care about that though. When we talk about green, don't worry about the data centers and the water it's using and all this to keep it cool. Don't worry about all of that. It's obviously something at the forefront of Esau's plans that it needs to happen, regardless of anything else he's talking about. This needs to happen.
Yeah.
You know, AI is going crazy right now.
It's like, imagine your bank card has very little information on it.
Yeah.
But when you pass through the credentials into the right places, it knows who and what to talk to. You know what I'm saying?
Our precept. Revelation 16 and 13 on down. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are spirits of devils working miracles, go forth unto the kings of the earth, of the whole world, to gather them unto the to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Most High Almighty. The point I wanted to touch on is that spirit of devils working miracles, which is a big way is through the chip. Because essentially, if you look at what the chip can provide, obviously, scripture says don't take it, but just on a face value perspective, bro, it's a lot of miracles. What, like, you're actually telling to give a paralyzed person some semblance of movement. You've got to get a chip and get some nerves, whatever, you know. Yeah. I mean, if a person's child is missing, you know, you can just find the child on the chip, which is what they've always said. Oh, you know, that's what they speak about. You know, patients with the dementia that pass out, or they wake up and they don't know their name, scan their chip, which is all can be seen as miracles. But guess what?
And that's why they angle it from a health perspective first. And safety, protection things. You know, they don't really talk about it, you know, how you're going to do transactions. That's not really something we talk about too much really on this side right now.
It's going to be like you can also do transactions. They go make it be like, oh, we never realized that these two things can work together.
And you know you can open doors
but the same thing that can let you in, keep you out.
Exactly.
So there's a dual, you know, yeah, it's reverse purpose for it basically.
What was like how Elon Musk said Neuralink will help you fight depression. Oh, so it can control your feelings, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. So you can make it depressed. If you want it to.
Exactly.
So same with the medications that it might cause depression.
Yeah,
It fights
yeah,
depression,
yeah,
but it
yeah,
might
yeah,
cause
yeah,
depression.
yeah.
Okay, I see how that works. You know.
Yeah.
Same way.
It's true. Like, you know what? It just that's insane, man.
No, but this is the he's trying to sell it to you. So he's gonna come with these different angles. I'll protect your children, or we can make you walk again, see again, and all these things. Oh, you can play video games.
You know,
All this stuff, you know what I mean?
you know what? It's that age old concept of don't accept no sweets from strangers.
Yes. Yes.
You know, because how many kids when we was growing up we hear like a guy, and there's always a guy like in a black cab or something.
Yeah.
You know them ones. You know, like a London taxi. Hey kid, you wanna come? You know, you doing a sweetie? And the kid goes and it's like, oh shit. And it's the same thing, you know, with the chip. You say the chip, oh no, I'm gonna, you know, we're just gonna make your life better. You know, like Trump said, you are you gonna be so rich that you don't know what you're gonna spend it on? Apparently, you are gonna have robots and servants.
And the thing is,
Yeah,
that everybody's aware of these potential downfalls of all this technology, right? And if you think that people that have raised concerns about these things, you think they thought about it, you don't think the elite thought about it?
But why was that?
Why would they
our
do
own
that?
government harm us?
Because of Esau. Like, you just read don't trust your enemy. Like, it's because of Esau. He's the wicked. He's in power. What does the guy with power that's wicked does? Wicked things. You know what I mean? So
Kanye, man, you know, and have all of that.
because he's crazy. Esau's crazy with it. You know, it's like a woman with power, bro. She's crazy.
King Joffrey, bro.
Yeah. You know?
What's that?
So yeah, best believe, man. Like, yeah, oh, we got nukes. Yeah, of course. We know. Oh yeah, deterrent. No, you're gonna drop, man. You're gonna use it on people, bro. Yeah, go, bro.
No, why would we? Well, guess what, though?
Power was beaten, blood.
Yeah.
Why? Because we got them. Just wanted to see what happened.
Remember when Trump basically mocked them? You know, like
With Japanese.
yeah,
Steve,
it was like, well,
Steve, innit?
I like basically,
She sat there to eat it though, but
like if anyone knows about stuff, right? You man.
bro, you know what it should have been. Yeah, I wish it was the Asian Japanese time, the samurai. So, but man was just like this is me, bro. Like a kill,
You know, it's funny. Just a random side note. You see how we're looking at that character on Recess, yeah? His full name is Randall J. Weems, yeah? But basically, when you pick out individual letters from his name, yeah? And you spell it the exact same character, not extra characters. It actually spells small Jew nerd. Yeah. I just found it, online. Look. You can read it. Actually, it's actually his full name is Randall.
You knew what they were doing when they made it. What they do, man. It's funny though.
They know, man.
Exactly.
But they know, man.
It's actually that's funny.
They do
Obviously,
man.
in spirit,
Man.
in spirit, brothers were saying it's a small hat. And he's actually a small hat. Like his full name is Randall.
And
J.
who these shows belong to? Who airs them? Who sat with it?
Yeah, his actual name spells
That's
small
crazy.
Jew nerd.
Crazy.
They know what they do. Insiders, man.
Weak sperm.
Says yes, a small Jew nerd is a exact anagram of Randall J. Weems. It says when you ignore spaces and capital and yeah, just say yes. So, I hate these robots.
Talking too much.
Yeah, but have you noticed chat recently has become more combative?
Yeah,
Like, you know, back in the day you could back it up and then it'll be like cut. Now it's like nah.
Yeah, it's basically a pocket-sized version of vocab. Pocket-sized vocab, man.
Yeah. It says both contains the same letters with the same counts, A times 2, L times 2, E times 2, and 1 each of R, N, D, J, W, M, S.
So it's funny. The actual writers, how they
know what they're doing.
they made it like a small hat. He's a small hat.
And that's how you know they do it on purpose.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. They do it on purpose, man.
And bro, that small hat spirit. It's a spirit, bro. Have you ever seen a small hat like walking down the street in the middle of the day, like, and they're just like, bro, they always look like they stole something.
But here's the thing, they you know, stereotypes, right? Because obviously that's a stereotype, right? They're aware of it themselves, what they are like.
Yeah.
Right? That's why they can say it, and it's like, oh, it's not racist because they said it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Type thing, because it's their show, and they put that in there because they're making fun of themselves because they know it's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Jake and Chicken, but you know, Jake will make a joke about it, it's just the fact, isn't it?
Funny because it's true.
You know,
You know, it's so funny. Yeah. Like I saw, you know, sometimes you see them cheap videos where people give money. I'm like, excuse me, would you take $1, double it, give it to the next person?
Oh yes,
You got to a small hat, the first one.
Okay.
No, I was like, no, I take this one. It was like he was getting angry, like,
Like, why someone else have something more?
No,
That's what he's like. Why? That's what he's like. Why someone else will get more? No, I'm taking this.
But in the kingdom, man, it's going to be funny seeing them in slavery. You know, they'll probably start growing tails, like and you know, because they're probably start growing a tail, like, they're really nice. Making a joke, but, yeah, let's put on.
This is Revelation 14,
Yeah.
verse 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, brothers joking around, but it's just like this is what Esau has been doing to all of the different nations.
Yeah.
He has dehumanized a whole. Bro, have you seen? Bro, monkeys look more like them.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they call
Neanderthal.
Yeah. You know, but then the
Like Bale, like he's a Jake.
Gareth.
He looks like a monkey.
You got them ears, bro.
Where's monkey, bro? He's Jake, bro.
Yeah.
Revelations 14 and 9. So it's the judgment for those that, you know, worship the beast, take the mark. So it says, doom for worshippers of the beast, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand.
So you're prepared to bow to the system, man. You're have to go along with it, right? Because you want to see this world continue the way it is under this new structure.
The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God.
But you said people, it's like if you want this place to continue, you got issues.
Okay. When it's only getting worse.
Yeah, everyone's complaining, everyone's hurt, and then soon you're gonna have nothing. Like he's created this system to this point just to take all away. To then give you the.
But you still think there's gonna be some worldly Messiah that's gonna come along and be put in office and save everything? No,
It's done.
there is no future for this place.
The proof that it's done and that it was supposed to be done is this Iran situation, because it's like when you've got something as we see right now that is basically gonna have a lot of people are gonna die, even if as we did last week, we asked the robot, even if it stopped today, today, a whole load of people are still gonna die because of the knock-on effects of what's happened thus far. You think these guys don't know this? They know people are going to die the longer this goes on, yet they've made basically no effort. Like the European leaders haven't come out and been like, yo, you know what, Khan, I know you got beef, but actually this is for the greater good of humanity that this stops and it stops quick. They didn't do that, right? People will be like, oh yeah, China can, pressure Iran to open up the strait. China ain't been doing that. Yeah, they've been doing that, but they haven't actually been doing that. Right, because if like with these certain different regional powers and the proxies that get like, for instance, when Israel was hitting certain places, America was like, not just yet in Israel. Oh, okay, right, but the same way. But the point is, they all want this thing to happen. They don't care about the common man. They don't care if the common man does. And I think that's something a lot of these people in the world can't wrap their heads around. That death is nothing to these people.
Acceptable losses.
Yeah. Well, once again,
but this is me. Esau wants depopulation anyway,
exactly.
So like these things have worked for him anyway.
Yeah, because they talking about all of this, the electric cars and this, that, and the other in American stuff. But when you look at different reports about the American grid can't support the electrification, and they're not building more.
It's the same with every country, though.
Yeah, but it makes you think. Okay, so they're pushing all of this. They're not building more of the grid. But as the Elder Carl always says, it's because they know that you ain't gonna be around.
This is it. Like, if it's all just switch up to electric today, this country wouldn't be able to support it.
No.
And then not only would your electricity be higher because it's high demand now, right? Your oil is also your gas is also high. Everything else is high, right? So how does that really work for people?
So-
They don't work. This method don't work for people. It's right for the league. They got jets and shit. You know, they do what they want. But for the common person, this situation doesn't work. You're trying to push something on people that they just can't do, can't be done. You know, but you know, because you've got these these fake agendas going on, global warming, all this shit. It's like you're making people believe that this is the way we have to go. You don't have to go in this direction. This isn't about saving the world, as Esau will make you want to believe. It's not about saving the world.
What, precept?
No.
Genesis 47:13. And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore. So that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, for the corn which they bought, and Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. When the money fell in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, "Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth." And Joseph said, "Give your cattle, and I'll give you for your cattle." So the point is, like, there was a famine. Famine in simple terms, man, is a people having a lack of bread, which in this world now is called what, man? A crisis. You know what I mean? And when a crisis comes, people's attitudes change to certain things, people's mindset changes to things, and even sometimes people's morals change. You know, like we saw with the two women that cannibalized the child, and there was gonna cannibal. You know, the other woman was angry that they didn't eat the other child the next day. Point is, when a crisis comes, people's minds change, right?
So that's the times create different people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
I got more to do with, you know. But no,
Civilized people.
yeah, we
Chips
sit down. Yeah, well, shit.
and they're gonna look for any way to kind of get out of that predicament.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why Esau gonna come as the savior, right? With the OTB, the solution to all the problems that he created.
Yeah.
You know?
Because even if you look at, like, obviously World War II or World War One, the rationing, like, such situation there, ain't no one got time to go to the post office and write their family's names down and like, yeah, I got, like, come on, man. Even Eli, the guy got nine youths in the car.
And there's more people in the world now than there was back then.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
to do this stuff.
from an informational gathering, like, standpoint, it's long. Are you really gonna stand and write? Okay, you know, yeah. Can you give us your first line of address? Yeah, 19.
Yeah.
You know, Luke Way or some shit. And it's like, bro, it's long. Get the chip. Man, just get the chip. Has your information in there.
What you see in the UK government roll out at the moment is the one login.
Yeah, yes.
The one login where it's just like, because it is a bit of a problem. Anyone who's, whenever you're doing like different stuff to do with government, the amount of things you're having to remember and this and else. It was like, just have one login in it.
Yeah.
You know, and one of the things as well that I think about is the way that they allowed people to cheat the system, purposefully, mind you, over the CV, like with the different loan schemes and, you know, different things. Like, they actually made it really easy.
Yeah.
Even people in the States, they had the little paper cards, whether you've had the juice or not, right? But they had all of those insecure systems on purpose, just to be like, well, last time you lot didn't really follow the rules. You know?
Yeah, because, you know, we obviously have this new virus.
Yeah.
That's been happening. So don't even be surprised if they let, like, you know, have a lot more propaganda happen. They'll be like, you know what? We you know, that's what Esau is us. we must learn the lessons from the past. You know what I mean? Like we must learn from our mistakes.
Preemptive and
Yeah, well,
proactive.
Exactly, but learn this: any nation that has pushed wickedness has come to an end.
Yes.
This is all good learning.
Yeah.
You know? Well, obviously the WF they're going to be more, becoming more frontal organization and all these different things. Because a lot of power has been given to them in crisis now.
Yeah.
You know, governments are not really calling the shots so much. They're going to be told what they have to do. Right? Because before, during the COVID, everyone was doing something slightly different. Every government was taking a different approach to certain things. Well, obviously, they're looking to put more power to WF to really mandate what should be done in each of these countries. You know, to save the breakout or whatever. You know, that's what they say.
Yeah. And it says, when that year ended, they came onto him the second year and said unto him, we will not hide it from my Lord how that our money is spent. My Lord had our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord but our bodies and our lands. Right? Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, before both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh. And it's like obviously in this modern day situation, obviously then they gave up their cattle, their land, and their bodies. But if you take the chip, you're giving Esau your body, man.
Yeah.
You know, you're essentially giving Esau your body. You know, and really by that you're really giving him everything you've already owned anyway. You know what I mean? If you're chipped and you got every information about you, then I got every information about everything else that you have. You own your car, the house. Brother.
What I say, Esau's already worked at taking away most things from you already.
Exactly.
You know, everyone's in debt, so technically you're a servant to the lender. So
Yeah.
you're not really own anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But with the chip now, once you take that in there, you've dedicated yourself to the master, right? And because even in that, Pharaoh started moving these men around because they were his to move around, right? And that's why all the 15-minute cities and all that kind of stuff that matters.
Bubble stuff. It's an interesting question, but let's see where even AI takes it. Artificial, you know what I mean? Academia.
To create a real life scenario on how Genesis 47 and 13 and the loss of personal control could happen. It says in book of Genesis 47, 13 through 26, the famine becomes so severe that people gradually surrender more and more control to Pharaoh in exchange for survival. Money runs out, livestock is exchanged for food, land is surrendered, people effectively become servants of the state. A centralized system controls food, land, labor.
Which we're already at that point. We're already servants of the state because we don't have land anyway.
Pay tax.
You know what I'm saying? So that's already been taken away.
Yeah, and if you may be like, yeah, man, but I got my house. And then Esau's like, but look, man, I need to build a stadium right there.
You find how much you own the land.
Yeah. And bro, like even I can't remember going into it. Like people don't even realize how much they don't own nothing.
Yeah.
Like they don't even own music.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I used to get Rich or Die Trying CD. Or there's people who buy vinyl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, people who buy vinyl and shit. And they don't have
a record player.
Yeah.
But digitally, you own even less.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's how things are getting worse.
Yeah.
You know, you don't actually own anything now.
But everything is you're subscribed to everything.
Yeah. Which if you notice, that's why you'll be like on Spotify. You're like, I ain't heard that song in a minute. You know, on your playlist. Then you look and it's like, oh, it's been taken off.
Yeah.
And stuff. Whereas if you had the CD, if you had the book, right? If you had the DVD, it's yours.
Like even
the computer now, like it means they don't give us CD player, isn't it?
Yeah.
But even when you buy games and stuff like that, you bought the game.
Yeah.
But it's rented to you in a way.
Yeah.
Even though you pay full price for it, you if they want to take the license away from you, they can do that.
Yeah.
Didn't BMW try to propose a thing where it was like, yeah, the car's got heated seats, but you need to have a subscription to use the heated seat. They're like, what?
Some of them are doing it.
Like even at Benjamin track. Let the fire have a That ain't even on Spotify.
It can't be.
That song gets why not? Yeah, let the fire have a Go ahead, bro.
A modern real life parallel would probably not happen overnight through soldiers and chains.
Oh, yes, it will.
It,
Because they've already built the system.
yeah. It says it would happen slowly through crises, dependency, and convenience.
And that's the difference actually. A big difference.
Convenience.
Right? Because Pharaoh wasn't planning all these things prior to the famine happening.
Yeah.
Right? But Esau's been planning this before it happened.
Because he's planning the family.
Exactly. So yeah, it could happen overnight.
Yeah.
Because Pharaoh, like, it didn't happen with Pharaoh because Pharaoh wasn't preparing for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. That's it.
He didn't, you know, think about, oh, they're gonna give up all they got and then
Yeah, man.
become my slave. That wasn't in the plan,
Yeah.
but it just happened that way. So it was like, oh, dealt with it as it came. Esau been planning this for a long time.
So,
You know,
because once again, people were like, look, man, you could have waited until after planting season to start this war.
he was smart.
If you was
If he
smart,
cared.
if he cared.
He cared.
So, and what, you know, once again, that heuristic that I always quote, the purpose of a system is what it does.
Yeah.
If they knew that farmers were about to start buying fertilizer in mass, but he started the war that basically made fertilizer inexcusably expensive.
At a time where farmers were struggling.
Exactly. Almost like he doesn't want them to farm. And then that has all of the knock-on effects of actually transporting it, because I was looking into, you know, what a siege is, right? And it's like, it's basically the process of stopping goods and supplies from getting to a population, right? So you're going to have instances where it's like, yeah, there's food over there. Can't come here though. Or if it comes here, it's going to be so ridiculously expensive that not everyone can get it, right? And then what you're then going to now start seeing is you got breadbasket countries like that are basically are going to start protecting their exports.
Yeah, all stuff, yeah.
Well, I think that happened recently during the CV. Well, maybe it's like Russia or China. I mean, it was Russia with wheat, where there was like, look, man, like, we need the wheat. So then that's also then taking it off the market. Because let's be real, if the Russian farmers can't plant enough of their own people, the government's gonna be like, look, man, we have a duty to our people. You know, charge it. It's like, hey, that's
and the war in Ukraine is still going on.
Exactly.
Which is the breadbasket of Europe.
Yeah.
Right. So it's funny that's going on at the same time also, which is gonna have an impact, obviously.
Yes, sir. So it says, a modern Genesis 47 scenario, phase 1, multiple crises hit at once.
Oil crisis,
Mm-hmm.
that's the word, isn't it? You know, that's exactly what's happening.
A nation faces several shocks together: food shortages from wars, climate disruption.
Stay at Hormuz, you know, everything in that region.
Yeah, which even like on the climate thing, I think it was shared in the chat. I forget who the speaker is. On the ball. I forgot who the speaker is. I think maybe it was Morandi or something. But basically, he was speaking aside Morandi, the one that called the Epstein class. But basically, he was saying, one of them people saying how Iran for the longest time has been accusing these Gulf nations, well, Israel via these Gulf nations, of blocking Iran's rainwater, right? And then basically, what then happened? He apparently even had like one of their presidents come out and be like, "Yo," but everyone was like, "Oh, you're just conspiracy theorists." But then basically, allegedly, they've now, after they started hitting certain places, all of a sudden they're getting rainfall. You see what I'm saying? All of a sudden, apparently, they're now getting rainfall. Basically proving that for all of this time where there was like, nah, something's not right here. Like, you lot are messing things up. And then come to find out, like, after they hit certain bases and stuff, that the rain started coming back. You know? So then when they're talking about climate this, climate that, like, they know how to control it. Yeah. It says, it goes on to say, it says, energy shortages. So, okay. A nation faces several shocks together: food shortages from wars, energy shortages, inflation destroying savings, right? Mass unemployment due to AI and automation.
AI.
Yep.
Yeah.
Supply chain collapses and banking instability.
So, like, you know, people. It's like when you see these elites say something, like, oh, they think that stupid, and people are, you know, oh yeah, but everyone's gonna have their personal robot. But here it is, your robot making scrambled eggs. That, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to work no more.
It's like 16 grand or whatever.
Yeah.
cheaper than a car.
Yeah, cheaper than a car.
We won't need a car.
Yeah.
So you know,
You know,
you just hire, your finance for that
Yeah.
instead.
if you want,
If you're allowed to finance.
yeah, you want a robot, you give him a shopping list, and he'll come back for you. So you can just stay there, be lazy, and get paid.
That's it.
All right.
You know what makes me think of,
Yeah.
bro? It's like, you know, when you get certain of those manipulative men, and then they'll be just like telling their woman some crazy stuff that you're like, everyone's like, bro, he's capping, right? And then,
Someone spiked my drink.
yeah,
And I accidentally slipped it in.
yeah. Oh, and then when she's believed, he's just there like, right, she's actually believing it.
Yeah.
Then she tells the mandem, all the mandem are laughing. He tells the mandem, everyone's laughing. That's what these elites are doing to you. They're like, wait, they actually believe that shit. That's why they realize they don't even need to do it like 9/11 anymore.
There is no golden age. Right? There is no golden age coming. Only Elysium. Only Elysium. And that's not for you. That's for the elites up there, right? Okay, you're gonna be suffering and struggling down here. You know, with the robots and the AI fucking beating your ass. You know, that's exactly what it's gonna be like.
Yep.
These robots are gonna have more rights than you.
Yeah, for real. So food prices triple. And before I carry on, with anyone get Revelation 6?
Yeah.
Sure.
Third seal?
6 and 6. Yeah.
A penny.
Yeah, watch when he gives AI, human rights. Yeah, and then these men are equal to humans now. It's like, nah, you can't treat AI worse.
And people, the funniest thing is that people are so stupid, they'll actually do it. They'll actually like, no, it's not non-ethical.
It's a fucking
You,
machine,
you kick the robot. Like, people actually would,
machine, bro.
you know?
So it's like if I kick my car, blood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what? It's mine. You know what I mean?
It has got a mind of its own.
Has he got nerves though? That's what I want to know. Do they feel it?
Yeah, man. And you got back pain.
Yeah, but you know what? It just calculates pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt it. It's pressure.
It's like, you know, remember the film with Will Smith, man?
iRobot.
Like iRobot. Remember them? When my eyes was blue, it was alright.
Yeah. When the eyes is red.
When the eyes become red, you charge it. Like,
Man become Spider-Man. You look at this shit. Revelation 6 and verse 5, third seal, famine. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny.
So that pertains to the famine. And if you go into it, basically that penny was like a day's wages, man.
Yeah. And the T to the right, it says that I heard a voice from among the four living beings say, a loaf of wheat, bread, or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay.
Yeah.
And don't waste for olive oil and wine.
Yeah. Like a day's wages, man.
Was it like, was it World War II when they had the barrels of cash?
Yeah, it's sorry, bro.
Was it World War II when they had the barrels of cash just to get loaves of bread?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That the Nazi, the
Hundreds.
Nazi Germany,
Yeah.
with the hyperinflation. You know what I mean? You know, with a whole hyperinflation, and it's like the price of food skyrocketing. You know, the price of food skyrocketing. It's like crazy, but really, like, it wasn't the price of food skyrocketing. It was the value of the currency dropping that low, and it got to a point where during the Weimar Republic in Nazi Germany, that when people was having meals, they would have to shake hands and agree a price. Because during the course of your eating the food, the price of the food will go up, but really the currency devaluing further, man. So it just shows you. Go ahead.
It says a loaf of wheat bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay.
A day's pay, man. A day's pay. Can you imagine that?
Shift.
Working 12 hours, yeah? So let's say you get like £200 a day. You can imagine whole this bread
Yeah.
is £200 on the shelf.
That's crazy, man.
You crash out. You're like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? It's that real. So it just shows you. But that's what's coming.
Yeah.
When they crash this into the system, you have hyperinflation, the whole.
Well, understand what's going on. Quick free tip.
Yeah,
Right, that comes. Matthew 24:6 to verse 7.
Yeah.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Yet see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow.
Yeah, man.
So the reason why I bring that out is because when there's conflicts around the world, like wars, the main thing that comes from that is what? Famines.
Yeah.
Economic starvation and all of that. It's good to stop moving. Exactly.
That's it. Yeah, no, but it's because on that, and the thing is, it's like how people are living. The last real war is very different to how people are living now, man. Like the convenience, the
Privileges.
even just the way food moves now.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? The way food moves now is just completely different. You know?
Hopefully global, right?
Yeah, the whole system, man.
And because the war did a lot of damage, man. A lot of people become reliant on all these imports and stuff, man.
Just in time, yeah.
And it's crazy, man. It's, brothers who work in environments, you'd know it's actually made everything's in scale.
Yeah.
Everything. Even to the last bag of peanuts or sugar or whatever, like it has to come at a certain time, and any time there's a loop that's thrown up, they have issues.
Yeah.
Costing people money.
The downtime, as they call it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So it says,
Yeah, and it's like people forget there's already things in circulation. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
you might be drinking a bottle of water, and this was made in November.
Exactly.
You know, this was
when
made
you-
in September. Like that's from 2025.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like-
basically.
You know?
Yeah, you what you call it? You read the labels, you actually realize actually this was made a while ago.
Yeah, a long while ago.
You know.
It's fresh, bro. Made a long while ago.
That's it.
So that's why they're speaking about in the UK, like around November, that the price of meat and other things are gonna go up 50%. 50%.
That's the start.
And
Shit,
but
man.
this is
Just saying, if you wanna go
winter.
meat market,
Do it now.
like, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, you know what I mean?
Goes too.
Just brothers get deep freezer, man. That's for real. The hell's coming either way, bro.
Because it's like, imagine you're going to be having your food prices increase by that much, but then your energy prices are going to be increasing even more.
And when you get paid, doesn't match inflation.
Exactly. But that's if you can keep your job, because of all of whether it's AI or
It's compounded issue.
compounded
It's
issues.
gonna make these situations even worse. Like 50%, like it sounds like a lot, but like it might not be so bad if everything else wasn't happening.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Because imagine you already had people on the edge. You had people that are already on the edge. Like once again, you get these people with these fat mortgages and that. So like you may be like, oh shit, they've got a what, £3 million house, yeah. Which actually, to be fair, if you got 3, you probably paid it in cash. Not to say that, but like certain numbers.
Unless if you're a stupid nigga.
Yeah.
Well, you say that, but
Buy
Zuckerberg
more than
don't
you do.
buy his house.
Yeah,
He gets
but-
the
yeah.
0% interest loan.
0%, yeah, exactly.
So
exactly,
maybe
yeah.
they don't.
Maybe they don't.
0% interest
Oh,
loan.
give me that now.
0%.
Bro.
Yeah, never get that money back. Yo,
Why they giving it to us, man?
everyone coming to camp with a Bentley, like a new 5-bedroom house each.
I mean, that
But it's
sounds like it's good for the economy.
Yeah.
But back in this, it says emergency digital aid is to stop riots and starvation. The government introduces universal food credits.
Yep.
Emergency digital wallets.
Bro, you know what? Let's do a video on this.
The thing you didn't unless it knows.
I didn't even ask much.
Yeah.
I just said, like, obviously, they probably
I know what to do.
seen what I've asked over time. But it's still on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
So it says universal food credits, emergency digital wallets, government controlled ration systems, subsidized housing, which you're going to need. That was the point. So you have a lot of people who are actually kind of cooked on their mortgage, and food prices going up at the same time. Energy price, because I don't know how the system is in the US, but in the UK you've got something called a standing charge, where it's like you may be like, look, man, I'm wearing 10 jumpers this winter, but you still have that daily charge that you're going to be paying, regardless of whether you use the energy or not.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're in a house with children, you kind of have no choice but to turn that heating. You know, so then you're just going to be cooked. You know, so it's gonna be a dark winter. But it's like you got people, and especially with the new renters' rights bill, right? I can already see a lot of landlords are getting ready to get out.
They get about to get screwed.
Yeah.
By a lot of guys. They got those go lose the jobs and things like that. They're just gonna stay.
Even some old school Nick I work with, he's got a couple properties. He's trying to get a house and sold ASAP and move to Spain. He's like, fuck this.
Smart, man. Yep. It says fuel allocations.
And what's interesting on the fuel, bro? Remember we saw that video of the chart of how much tax on the fuel.
Bro, bro, nah. Bro, Esau's evil, you know. Because in the UK, it's what? No, as in what's the price of petrol right now? Not diesel.
140.
It's mad. It's just mad, isn't it?
For petrol.
For petrol.
Bro's like, what was it? What petrol station you got?
Mine, isn't it?
Like, I've seen that as like
Petrol
150.
station around the corner from here. That's cheap.
Is it? That's why I got that line.
Yes.
That's why they always
exactly
got the line.
That's why I gotta get my petrol done.
Yeah.
Well, there's one
Shit, man, you
mine.
got patience, bro.
Well, I have to drive through it, so sometimes I just stop by on the way back from work.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, but the point is, it's like
No, it's
the
keep
numbers
thinking.
I've seen it as like 150, right? Yeah, 159. Like, so let's call it 160 per liter, right? So when you do that conversion into gallons, you be hearing this state, bro. It's like, yeah, man, that much a gallon. It's like, yo, the gallon amount we pay is insane in comparison, right? But here is the thing. I forget the percentage, but a chunk of it
it's taxed.
is actually taxed. But what I didn't realize is there's VAT on
the
top
tax.
of that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's not like it's so let's say it's £1 petrol and 50p tax. You're not paying 20% on the £1. You're paying 20% on the 150. So when oil prices go up, so let's say you're now paying £2 and then say 75p, you're paying 20% on £2.75. So the more that petrol goes up, the more the government are screwing you.
Yeah. Well,
They're to say, oh, we're gonna freeze tax duty, but bro,
Yeah.
why don't you lower it?
Yeah.
To help. Like, what are you
Yeah.
freezing it for?
Well, that's why in
Yeah, because the percent is still the same. No, that's even. Sorry. Because the percent is still the same, or is it a whole number?
Yeah.
I forget whether it's a fixed number or whether it's a percent. Fuel duty.
The percentage, I think.
The percent, yeah. But what I'm asking, you
and
know.
then even remember, was it last month, 2 months ago? Was it in Dublin or was it Cork? One of them those farmers. They like the tractors, they block motorways because of that reason.
We're not Brussels.
No,
Yeah, I think there was fuel riots.
Okay.
Not fuel, but
Yeah.
yeah. I think it was Northern, not somewhere in the
Northern
north.
Ireland,
Feel like
one of them places. The truck, the farmers and truck drivers was protesting because of that exact reason. Because they're like, raw, this is how much you man are making off of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
So they're benefiting.
and it's like you as a government, it basically people are like, don't try it on some it's going up. You can make it lower.
But this is the thing, but they were, they've all been talking about price gouging, right?
Yeah.
But the government's just guilty.
This makes you
Yeah,
dope, man.
yeah. I double checked that it's a fixed rate, so it's 52.53p per liter for fuel duty. So so your petrol could be £1. It could be.
Bro, do you
they're taking
remember
that cut,
when
yeah.
the petrol was £1?
Yeah.
That was a
young man.
You know what? No, man, it happened for a week in COVID. I remember. Yeah, I remember, man. That's when I was feeling the shit out for like £40, bro. I was good. Now it's £70 plus.
I miss the days when I used to drive diesel, man. When diesel used to be, more lucrative to drive. I was like filling my tank for like 20, 30 pounds for the week, or 30 pounds for the month, whatever it was, man. Last long, innit? But now it's very expensive. So,
Yeah, because that's
diesel.
£2 a litre basically, right?
It is now, yeah. And then plus,
Well, what have you got? Have you still got diesel?
no, it's petrol now. Because ever since
Sold out.
ULEZ and all that, ever since ULEZ and all that, cause like, if you want to travel, man, it's costing it. So
Yeah.
I have to drop it. I ain't got one of those brand. I didn't have one of those brand new diesels in it. So I went back to petrol.
Let me finish this off. So it says, fuel allocation says, at first, people are grateful because it stabilizes society, but access becomes tied to digital identity, compliance with regulations, tax status, health records, social behavior metrics. People voluntarily enter the system because survival requires it. But I can get it. Shall seek to save his life. Right? Because that's basically the system he's getting ready to set up. So this is Luke 17:32. Remember Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. And I love how
I say it's that same mentality of worshiping the image of the beast. They want this thing to continue to some level, to some degree, because all this idea. Because before the COVID hit, it's like, oh, we're trying to get back to normality.
yeah, new norm.
And this is what they're trying to keep hold of as much of that as they possibly can. So they're going to do whatever it takes to do that. So if it has to take they have to take a chip, they're going to do that.
Yeah.
But that's you trying to seek to save your life.
Yeah.
But you're going to lose at the end.
You're gonna lose, yeah. And on that, it's just like it's actually it's one thing one of the elders say. It's like amongst us, it's almost like an echo chamber. We're like, fuck, why would anyone take the chair? But the truth of the matter is, the majority of these people, they see absolutely nothing wrong with it.
That's how they had no problem with the jab.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The stats for the UK is like allegedly like 90%.
People took it to go on holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
Just go to fucking Cornwall.
Yeah.
Some shit when it's hot.
Which once again, even that proves that they don't. Yeah, that's a different story. But it's just like a lot of people actually see nothing wrong. Because let's be real, look at the things that these people do. They don't see anything wrong with the alphabet people, right? In fact, they'll have them around. They don't see. I mean, with teeth, it's the sort of like, bro, like you gonna have that around you, like nah, right? But if you're gonna accept all of that, let's not even get into some of the stuff that they do in the bedrooms. Like, if you're gonna accept all of that stuff as well, that Al-Azhar behavior, right? If you're gonna what do you call it? If you're gonna accept, what's the other things that these guys do?
So
Yeah, something. Right. What's
something wicked.
yeah, what's the MOTB if it's to be so that you can eat? People always just need to eat, innit? It's just a chip. Right? But it's the same way. Back in the ancient world, it would have in the time of Antiochus, it would have, if you stuck a whole load of people dead, they'll be like, wait, so you're gonna die because you don't want to eat pork. Like that's not gonna compute to a lot of people. Right? They'll be like, just eat the pork, bro.
What? Well, that's why that Baconite went in to grab the swine. When they were like, oh,
Yeah.
that was the ancient world Baconite, man.
to say we're fools for how I try to say. It seems like we're fools for this mentality that we have. But it's only going to save us, man. Willing to lose the things in this world, always what's going to save us out of it.
Exactly. Because I was thinking, is one geezer. There's one geezer I know. He's got Utes. He's had Utes recently, innit? I was kind of looking at him. I was like, I could never tell you not to take the chip. Because the reason, exactly, because the reason I'm saying that's cool. Like that's how do you tell a man? Yeah, even if your children are starving, don't take the chip.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Willie?
Crazy.
He's gotta eat. Exactly.
That's my son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get emotional.
Yeah.
This emotionality is what's going to get you in trouble, man. Because if you put trust and faith in the Lord, you understand that you're going to be provided for.
Yes, sir.
You might have to suffer a bit, yeah, sure. But the Lord's only going to come through for you, man. If you believe.
God, it's in Revelations 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Because that's another thing. We don't plan on starving. I'll tell you that. We don't plan on starving, bro. There might be times we go without food, but you mentally prepared for that. Bro's fast and do whatever. We're mentally prepared for that, right? We don't plan on not going without food for some long period of time. we see other options, right? You don't see no other options. You see Esau because you're almost gonna equate. If I can't get this thing, I can't get food. That's what you're gonna, ration now in your mind. But that's not the truth. If you rely upon the Lord will provide. Right? That's what we believe in. We don't have to choose Esau.
Yeah. And so, Kwan, that's why once again I always say, Sparks, I love that the analogy that the Most High made between us being His woman, right? And then apply that to the Lord said, "Look, man, don't worry about it. I've got you." Now imagine you tell your woman, "All right, babe, all right, cool. Don't worry about that situation. I'm gonna sort it. Just chill." But then you come back home. She's had the next man in your yard fixing that situation. You're gonna be vexed. You're gonna be like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
But that's what Jake is going to be doing to the Lord by not trusting the Lord, you know?
And that's the crime.
Yeah.
The whole mark of the beast thing, that's just an instrument, realistically. But what you're doing is bowing yourself down to Satan, to Esau, over the Most High. You're trusting in Esau rather than trusting the Most High. And really, I'm always speaking on behalf of our people because we're told not to do these things. Fuck the heathen, they're going to do whatever. But we're meant to trust in the Lord. But we're going to put up Esau as our savior. That's not how it's supposed to be. Right?
Yep. So we go for Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
Yeah. Your emotions and what you think. Just remember what the Most High said. That's what you need to know.
Yeah, man. It makes me think about obviously it's a different kind of avenue, but remember when Abraham was gonna sacrifice his son? Like, he was just going down with the Lord's will. Because if he lent his own understanding, or let's say his emotions, or let's say his wife was there. No, what are you talking about? No.
That would have been a messy day. That would have been a messy day, man.
What you call a lot? Because I was thinking, like, it's about, but you mentioned it. It's like, when the woman's, because that's gonna be a big conduit in this time. It's just like, if you've got a woman's gonna make it messy, man.
Like a good woman.
Yeah.
Making more harder, complicated than it to be.
Yeah. Well, once again, the precept of Luke 17 started with saying, "Remember Lot's wife." Not remember Lot. Remember Lot's wife.
Because best believe Satan's be working for your woman in that time, bro. Best believe that. As much as you might be with you, and ultimately, but she's still gonna go against you in some aspect, man. It's gonna make it a bit hard for you, man. Yeah. It has to happen.
Because like, aside from certain ones that may have been chosen, elect the lady or whatever, but it's it's still women. But actual, like, let's say you got just a woman in the world, bro. Even if you might tell us some shit, bro,
She's gonna be questioning your faith.
like
She's gonna test it, bro.
you know what I mean?
She's gonna test it.
Like,
Are you sure?
yeah.
They're gonna bug out, innit? They're gonna bug out a bit because they're relying on you, and they need to know that you're sure.
Yeah.
And so she's testing you because Satan's there. Obviously, she's testing you, innit? Yeah. But you have to, this is what's happening.
Like here it is, bro. You can be talking about a lockdown in 2 weeks. Flights are gonna get cancelled, and Eve was talking about let's go to the Caribbean in 2027. So I'm like, bitch, do you not see the news? Like, do you not see the news? Like, oh, but you saying that? I said, girl, can we go on a day by day basis? Can you not see the fucking news? Yeah, but that's.
But that's what it says in Isaiah 6 and also Matthew 13. Right, blessed your eyes that they see.
It also calls a woman a weaker vessel, man.
Feminine minus faith.
Yeah. No.
Right?
All thy Proverbs 3:6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear Yahweh and depart from evil.
Lean upon the Lord, man. Remember His words. Right, knowledge and wisdom, we just at the time mentioned it earlier. It's not our own words we're relying on. It's not our own knowledge and our own wisdom that we're relying upon. It's the Most High's. Because this His story. This is He's in control of what's going on. So if you trust in that and you believe in, that He's going to preserve His elect, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. Just know you're going to be tested. That's what it is.
Lord has a controller.
Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God Yahweh, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry.
So, like I said, we're not planning on starving, but we ain't taking that chip. Lord willing, you know, Lord, we ain't taking that chip, man, but we ain't gonna be starving, you know? Because just like we was in the wilderness when we came out of Egypt, bro, we weren't starving. Complaining, man's were complaining, a bit hungry or whatever, but they didn't starve to death.
Oh, the Lord's gonna show out,
Yeah.
man.
Miracles can happen. Man.
That's
Exactly.
You know, and but once again, I always remember something the Apostle Paul says as well. It's just like in the time of those miracles, you know, if woman was a scoffer before she still start scoffing, she would be like, oh, not saying, not saying Yahushua's mother was, but it was like, oh, can you make that water into some wine? You know, all of a sudden she's gonna start believing that. But that's why it says in Acts 16, right, and 30. Right, you say, sirs, what must I do to be saved? Say, believe on the Lord, right, and you and thy house shall be saved, man.
It's funny, you mentioned that example of the woman's mom. It's just I can see a real life situation because he asked him because she knew like what to do in it. Like, bro, this is not the time.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
like the wines run out, and
It's not the time.
It says, behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy.
Yeah, shout, because the Lord's gonna make ways, bro. Bro, remember, like, the Lord is like hid himself into regards to the full manifestation of the power from our eyes, but it's gonna happen now. Bro, there's stuff like there's angels around us right now. You know what I mean? Like there's things right around us we can't see, bro. You know, and it makes you think of Elisha with a servant. John?
More of us than
Yeah.
is with them.
Who is it?
Battle.
Was it?
Elijah and Elisha?
Who was it though? Was it like Elijah or Elisha? I got mixed up. But anyway, with the servant, yeah, I think it's Elisha, isn't it? Yeah, it was Elisha. Yeah, it was Elisha. But anyway, he said, Lord, just he opened his eyes and he could see. So the Lord made him be able to see like on that vibration, like chariots around. He opened his eyes, like, oh, yeah. So imagine that. You might be in a prison, a concentration camp, or whatever, being starved out. The Lord opens your eyes and see an angel there with a plate of food. Or even Peter.
Just to backtrack a little bit, you mentioned something about social subsidizing housing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, and that's that's why they're going to offer up concentration camps and stuff like that. So you can go into.
Yeah.
But you can't afford to heat every house. We can afford this facility or whatever. You can come here. We got like a room, a room you can have here and whatever. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, well,
You know?
even Katrina was an example. Like people who was in Hurricane Katrina was like, bro, when we got into that stadium, it was hell. But that's all we had. You know, that's the fight. And there was even people talking back then about like their kids being chipped, coming back with microchips and everything.
But when you look at them stadiums, man, you look at the entry exits because this ain't Asia, where you can just walk into the stadium. Right, Western stadiums, or you go to like to the Emirates.
Oh,
right, it's like it's gridded, little booth. You know, they've got the
like going to the gym.
you know, revolving things to enter, and it's like if they don't open the gates a certain way, you ain't leaving. But then they've got the facilities there to warm up and prepare food for 60,000 people. They've got the facilities for 50,000 people to use the toilet, 60,000 people to use the toilet, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and remember, that's the capacity for the seats.
Exactly.
So how much
more capacity?
there's actually more like, let's say you had to put like little booths of seats on a pitch.
Yeah.
And then
Well, they makeshift.
it can literally double.
But remember, Kingsman though. They basically were racking people up on top of each other.
Yeah.
You know, they basically made you had the pitch area, and then you just had like stacks and then stacks and putting people in cages up and up.
Oh yeah. They
You
show
know.
you things. Then what it showed you, remember the portable prisons and the caskets. Remember? You used to see them videos going
And
around America.
that was like 2 decades, I was like
Yeah,
20 years ago.
yeah.
But I was like 15 years ago now.
Where did it go?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, they just stopped making
where all them caskets at?
yeah. They just stopped making them, yeah?
No, I just working on a project.
Yeah. It's the hollow point bullets.
And then it says, "Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit."
That's it. Oh, you could unlock.
Big brothers, isn't it?
Yeah,
Big brothers gonna stay and do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should have done. Show me what I've done. Oh, yeah. Take it over here.
Yep. So it says, phase 3, private ownership weakens. As inflation worsens, farmers cannot afford fuel or fertilizer. Small businesses collapse. Individuals.
See, I mentioned fuel and fertilizer.
Mhm.
It's like, bro, this example is already happening. Farmers ain't got no fuel, no fertilizer. Well, guess what? Straight up, losing that situation.
And
Led to your fuel and fertilizer.
And as brother touched on, really, a lot of the things that we've kind of read is happening or has happened already at this point.
Yeah.
Like this place is actually kind of done.
Yeah.
You know? So it says debt rises massively. Right. So once again, when you're talking about defaulting on mortgages, right, and because this is the thing, the higher someone's salary, the higher someone's salary, the higher what's this obligations that they end up putting on themselves, right? I always give this example: if someone's wife and themselves, they both earn 100 grand, they're gonna buy a house and live like they earn 200 grand. Like they're not gonna be like, oh, we earn 200k between us, we're gonna buy and live like we earn 50k. They're not gonna do that, right? So they're already gonna be at the top of their affordability, right? In the same way. So it's like you're actually gonna see a lot of people and a lot of pain, right? In a very short space of time to come, right? You know, say that is a Porsche right there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like goes on to say, large corps and the state begin buying farmland, housing, so that you've actually already started seeing that with the thing is these two. I think it's Blackwater, not BlackRock. Blackwater, which is basically buying up a whole load of real estate all over the Americas, and I think also over here in the UK as well. So when people, because we always say it's like when you look at the house prices in London, no one can actually buy a house in London.
Oh, awesome. It's like all people who have money from
Different countries.
countries.
Yeah, different countries. Because it's like when you're looking at just the 3 to 5 times your salary, is what they'll basically give you. But it's like the average house in London right now, 750k.
So it's not.
You know what I'm saying? So that basically what let's call it 600. That means basically you and your wife have to be on 100 to 200k between you. So that's a very small, very very small percentage of the population that is able to do that. But yet, so if no one can buy these houses, why is the value continuously rising? Right? But then it's and who's gonna buy it? And they're going to buy it. They're gonna buy it in a way where you're at a loss, right? So it says housing, water rights, energy infrastructure. People technically still own things, but increasingly they rent instead of own. Which once again, we're seeing that. Subscribe instead of possess, lease instead of build wealth. The population becomes dependent on centralized systems for essentials. This mirrors Genesis.
And what's the most ultimate centralized? Because the system's built. Just chip them. When you chip them, the system's already there. You know what I mean? It's like it's like how brothers go into it. Like they don't need make a new currency. Chip it, they can just adapt the payment system. You know?
Yep. Goes into 4, programmable money. Cash is phased out for security and anti-fraud reasons.
And remember, all these reasons given based upon Genesis 47, how people can lose their rights from a crisis. And you know what's interesting? I saw Professor Zhang's latest video, right? I haven't finished it, but he was talking about how to like what's that term? The two horns like a lamb. Democracy, like basically how that basically rules the country. You've got people like on opposite spectrum, but he was how basically he's going into how the only way you can unify people is if you have to have a crisis, a mad crisis, where you being the left or the right don't matter no more because of the crisis.
Well, that goes. Was it Nixon?
Yeah.
But if there was a basic alien invasion, we'd all forget.
We're
our
not gonna. Oh
differences,
yeah, that's it.
you know?
That's it. Same thing.
That's going to be a crisis. Existential
Bro,
crisis.
it'd be so funny when they try to fake some alien invasion off the coast of Mexico. There's a town, and then under the and they're like, bro, where's the chip? Like, no, I mean, yeah.
So it says, cash is phased out for security and anti-fraud reasons, and central digital currency becomes dominant. Benefits instead of welfare payments, instant welfare payments.
Yeah, and it's like that's that UBI.
Yep.
You know,
And controllable, just like what was it, Snap, where it's like you can't spend on this, you can't spend on that, right? And once again, if everything's being delivered by Amazon anyway, it's sort of like you can't just be like, yo, let you know. So it says less theft, faster taxation.
Yeah, it's hard to steal at that point.
Yeah.
If you have money that expires and shit, you know what I mean? You know, there's so much you can do.
Yeah.
Right?
It says faster taxation. Let me just ask this question real quick. Because it's right in the UK, we've just launched something called Making Tax Digital, right? But you know, one before like, oh, but like tax is already digital.
Like you get innocent stuff and sector. Yeah.
You know, so yeah. So it says Making Tax Digital shifts UK tax reporting from annual manual paper-based filing to mandatory digital quarterly updates using compatible software. It forces real-time record keeping for income and expenses, reducing errors and providing better business visibility compared to traditional self-assessment. Right? So once again, it's this idea of it's going to be instant, and that's what we just read here. Where did it go? Faster taxation. Right? So basically everything is becoming metered. Right? They know when you're spending it, how you're spending it, and who's spending it, right? And it goes into better and it goes on and says a better economic monitoring.
Yeah, let's finish on that. Let's save that for actually a video.
Okay.
Because there's a lot in it. Let's bring out some scriptures.
Genesis 3, yeah? So Genesis 3 from the top, and it says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And it said, and he said unto the woman, yea, have the Most High
Yeah,
said.
man. So the point I wanted to get on is the characteristic of Esau, his secret councils, his think tanks. He's subtle, man. You know? What's that term? Gradualism. You know that age-old frog, yeah. You know what I mean? Example.
Tuning up the temperature.
Slowly, because if you do it too fast,
Jump
yeah. And it's like even like people don't like say people don't even realize you don't know you know when they say, oh, what do you mean by it? You shall own nothing and be happy.
Yeah.
You already own nothing and you're happy.
Yeah.
You know, it's already there. Your phone you don't own. Everyone's paying them 3, or if you can pay in 12. You know what I mean? It's like, bro,
Your car's in finance.
your car's finance.
Yeah, yards, finance. Yeah,
You know, shit, everything's finance, man.
yeah. That's it.
You know,
And but even on that, that's one of the things we touched on before, a couple of months back, which is just this idea in the West. There's a lot of access to credit, Where it's like, whereas you go to certain places in the world, if a guy's got a Beamer, it's because he paid for that Beamer cash, right? Because there ain't no credit facilities like that, you know. Whereas so that people's living standards in the West is going to change dramatically.
Yep. Let's get second Ezra 15. Sure.
Yep. It's the book of Revelation 12 and 12.
Mhm.
Therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time.
Yeah, go speak on it, bro.
Yeah, we are coming to the end times, you know. So you don't, you know, you have no choice but to what to stretch his his idea and the power. You know, you're gonna use his armies, you know, to come and drag out of your house, your comfort zone, and put in a concentration camp, you know, and he can push his agenda. Right?
Yeah, you have the second Ezra 15. Up. Top.
Second Ezra 15, the top, and it says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, save the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, that they are faithful and true.
Yeah, man. Deep down it is people the words of prophecy, man, because prophecy is what sets apart the scriptures from many other books. You know what I mean? Because it's like no one's talking about real world life events, and what proves that, you know, what's interesting about that is even you got these dudes, you know, these social commentators, you know, Professor Jang, Scott, what's his name, Ritter, and all these other commentators. They always try and bring out the scriptures and they butcher it, but they do bring it out. You know what I mean? I heard certain other books be quoted that individuals may be kind of aligned to, you know? Yeah, you know, scriptures are wonderful because the scriptures speaks about how like you can't compare this word to anything else, man.
And the thing is, you know, right, that these men, which were all is said and done, so what is going on? And they go on the laptop, look left, look right. Yeah, man. Okay. Oh, the algorithm, yeah. Okay, okay.
And sometimes,
oh, that's my video.
and sometimes they actually bring out the scriptures in the same order.
Exactly. Stack them up in the same way.
I start saying I'm gonna get this precept.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? But the other day, I was watching a boxing commentator speaking on, you know, small hats, yeah, and in his video, he's man, you know, these Jews, whatever, but he called them the small hats. I was like, where do you get that? Like, he's been watching the videos, man. You know, everyone's seen this truth, man. Right, bro?
Verse 3 says, Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, but speak against thee.
Yeah, which is their unbelief.
Yeah.
Because guess what? It's been shown that their unbelief is stupid. Like how people, it's June, ain't no microchip.
It's almost June again.
It's almost June again. Yeah. Guess what? There's even more sort of information on the microchip.
Found it.
It's more real. Like that's why that the other point I didn't we'll save that for a video. When you look at the evolution, I say when you look at the evolution of money, what is left? I don't really.
What's the next
Bro, as someone who's in tech,
It just makes sense because like money as it is, it kind of like, especially now you got the technology, it doesn't really make sense because like you need to get it printed.
Yeah.
And like just what was it, the small denomination, I forget what, a cent or whatever, the penny in the States, right? It was costing them more to mint it than it was actually worth. So it was like, we're not gonna print it anymore. Then after like you've done the minting and you've done the printing, right? Then you've got to get it to all of the different banks.
Oh,
right? And then No, but then you got all the security around where you see the guys in the G4S vans with the hard hat. Then you got to close the bank or the store or whatever. Then it gets put in the machine. But then you got all of the fraud at the machines now as well, where it's like you have card swipes. Here it is. It's like you're thinking you're putting in the pin on the actual pad, but it's actually someone's put a pad on top of the pad and is recording your pin, your card details, and they've just okay, that's your pin there. Right. Point being, it's just like technologically, especially now that the systems are there, like it just makes sense.
And it says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness."
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Many that dwell upon the earth are perish in famine. Other that escape the hunger, the shine, the sword, destroy. Drafts are gonna be happening. Because it's like, bro, seeing it, like, the truth is stranger than fiction, but this life right now, it feels like a movie, bro. Because you only see like movies when like there's a crisis that is brewing, and the whole townsfolk don't know what the hell's going on. The whole townsfolk are just like, it makes you think about. Remember the film, bro, 2012, when it was the scientists was getting the signs. Oh my gosh, like he figured out long before that it's fucked. And everyone else is like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then eventually came and it was wrong.
Call him a conspiracy nut job.
Yeah. And it's the same thing. The same thing that's happened here, man. No, it's the same thing that's happened here where it's like all the signs, all the prophecies, the real world changes. The food supply chain is actually going to get nuked. People are just ignorant.
Yeah, but this is it. It's like, once again, when you look at the one of the things that some of the commentators are saying is just like, if this war heats up again, which we know eventually it will, if this war heats up again, in terms of little targets, there actually is a much small targets left. The next things that Iran are going to retaliate on, end the Gulf, right? So if the Gulf is ended, that's like, forget 20% of it oil at that point, right? Forget 20% of it oil. That's a complete major, like, it's done at that point.
It's done.
Like, those ones when it's just like, you get a man, it's like, look, man, he just put up his boots, right? That's a put up your boots moment. It's done. You got end of knowing, where he reconciled with his dad.
Just give him a
Come,
big hug,
everyone
you know?
came.
Just all hugging by the window.
Hug,
Just hugging by the window.
because at that point, that's kind of where you're at. Because I can only imagine what the economic backlash will be from that. Catastrophe. But that's what the elites want. They want catastrophe, and they don't care that a whole load of people die in the process. In fact, they want a whole load of people to die. That's why we give the example over and over and over again that they blessed this endeavor, firstly by killing burning 165 young girls.
Sacrifice.
It was sacrifice. They triple tapped it.
I don't want to, but you know how these things matter in sacrifice.
Yeah.
There were
Yeah.
little
These,
Yeah. Because I was going to say that as well.
It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction."
Yeah, man. Like sword, famine, like death and destruction. And it's like famine itself leads to death. And if you mix in the fucking artificial chemicals, the high fructose corn syrup, the just pure crack they eat in an unstable mind, social media propaganda, like a lot of AI videos as well. Like even remember when there was a whole thing on the Snap being cut. Eve talking about in the videos, hey man, if I can't get my food stamps, I'm a blah 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 blah. And it's like, yo,
Double check it.
yeah. But the point is, with that situation, it just leads to a lot, man. But the point is, remember, with that saga, bro, a lot of them videos of you saying, man, if I can't get my, it was a lot of it was fucking AI, bro. A lot of it was AI.
Yeah.
So it's like now, it's like he can actually manifest a crisis, bro. He can take a video of a park and say 2 black youths are fighting with knives, and it's not even real.
Yeah.
So that he can stoke narratives and pour gasoline on flames.
Yeah. 100%, yeah, because you no longer need the crappy false flags,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah, you can just have AI.
Yeah.
Just have a realistic location that you know of, all right, and just have a migrant grab a white bird's dress.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what I mean? And it's long. I'm like, what is it outside that school, man? Yeah, man, I've been there before.
Yeah, I knew it.
And then a couple of Baconites come there and stand and protest and shit.
Yeah.
And then a fucking secret service agent comes around. Oh,
Agent
they find
provocateur,
or they find someone that kind of looks like her. Oh my god!
Yeah.
And stoke
Crisis
up the
actors, yeah.
that's crisis actors, man.
It says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Yeah, like the mindset of being godless, you know, and being faithless and scoffing at the Most High is viral.
Did
You
actually,
know?
yeah.
It's viral, man. It's like scoffing at God is viral now. So it's like, but anytime that level of pride and like iniquity is at that level, you actually know that the flood of missiles and judgment isn't far behind.
Because what's
That would you put wickedness as
you know, and that's this world, man. You know, it's to the point where, hey, what did Kanye say, man? That bug out, man. If I talk about God, my record won't get played.
This is the truth.
You know, speaking about in fact, what is it? It's Isaiah 59. If I can just jump in real quick. It's what I'm thinking. Let me just double check. It's the thing that's on my mind. I know it's on 59. You know, one where it says basically, yeah. Where is it? I'm in 59. I can't see it. The one where it's basically saying, is it 15? Yeah, 15, right? Isaiah 59:15 says, yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord Yahweh saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. Point that I wanted there was just, you know, this world is so wicked that being righteous, you get people put a target on your back, man.
Yeah.
You know? But you don't want to commit adultery. Yeah. You joke about, but it's just like people will be like, yo, that guy's weird.
Yeah.
It's like she was offering it to him. It's like, yeah, but like you don't just because she's offering don't mean you take.
Back in 2 Ezra 15, and it says, verse 7, therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of a just complain continually. Ezekiel 9:4. You know, yeah, because we're constantly complaining in the spirit of all the abominations that's being done, man.
So,
You know, Esau's made this world completely
wicked,
dark and wicked, man. Gross darkness covered the whole earth.
And the thing is, it will be just like you just talk to people, and then you know when you're around someone, you're just letting them talk, and then you start hearing the doctrines that's in their minds. It's like, yeah, so it's like, oh, like you accept that,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But there was a time I told you about. I won't say it on camera, but the time I told you when I was at work and how casually they were talking about something, and it was like, you know, I'm trying better to, you know, scripture talk about be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. I'm trying a bit better to be a lot more poker face at work. But it was so wild. I was like, what? But these men were talking about like, yeah, I was just, and I just looked at everyone and things I know at that point. And I was like, yo, we've got to be careful of this one. You know?
Clark Kent, isn't it?
Yeah, bro. But the point is, it's like people are so wicked. Some of the things you hear them say, it's just like, damn.
Right? Yeah. Well, it speaks about how in Genesis 6 that the thoughts of there was violence in the earth,
Mhm,
and in the minds of people was only evil continually.
Yeah.
You know, bro, it's such a godless environment now.
Yeah.
And therefore saith the Lord.
Even remember in school when people used to say, I swear to God.
Yeah.
People back, I remember in school, it was like, oh shit, careful
what
man.
you're saying,
You can't,
man.
you can't swear to God.
Swear down.
People would say that, remember, bro?
Yeah.
Like, no, man, you can't even. Now, people put it on God, on God, on
Yeah.
God, on God every 2 seconds. Yeah, okay. It will show you.
Exactly.
I said, eat my butt, boy. Good.
And
Yeah.
therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
Yeah, this is what's the new Egypt?
Babylon,
Babylon, it's America, spiritually called Sodom and Egypt.
But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before.
Yeah,
And will destroy.
and it's like, I remember when I looked at the plagues of Egypt and we applied it to modern day, and it was touching on, basically how, if you look at the plagues, it shows you how, from a moral standpoint, how every plague affected the Egyptians back then. And it was deep because it's like it was touching on how how they had their spirituality for their gods was just broken. So that faith of their God was just broken. And then the food supplies, the cattle's dying, the crops dying, and it's how it was. And it's like in some ways all them things are happening to Babylon. Now. Currency. Right?
And will destroy all the land thereof.
Because think about it. If you have like hail destroy all your crops, then your price of your food's gonna go up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's supply and demand. A plague and pestilence, like if you have all these frogs just dying, that brings bacteria, disease, nausea.
And also an imbalance in the ecosystem.
Yeah, imbalance in the ecosystem.
Because the most everything is in a balance. Is in a balance. So like whatever the frogs were eating, that you end up having an explosion of that, and that itself might be a pest. That's why it's like he tries to make things sound. Yeah. Even try to makes things to sound like they're evil. Oh, snakes are evil. This, that, and the other. Not snakes have a purpose, right? They're rodent control.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And then even life. This affects even on crops and shit. Then it's like when they're now dying off, the damn pests, the pests that come to keep that in order, they'll be everywhere. It's just out of balance, man.
Yeah.
Shit, you remember things rotting, dying off, larvae, flies everywhere and shit, maggots. Okay.
Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten. With a plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it.
Yeah, Babylon is going through a multiple plagues before it gets to Greek, right? Strange patterns in whatever, and even some self-imposed plagues by the elites. Remember, people have forgotten lockdown. A lot of factories, a lot of farmers closed their farms, bro. Remember those videos of whole farms with certain crops having to destroy their whole cow, their animals, or a lot of things going on there.
But even what do you call it? Even one of the things, it's like you get farmed. I think it's here where it's like, it's pork, it's an effort, but it's like they want to like the farmer will have their cattle basically, and they'll want to get it to sale. It has to be slaughtered in approved places, right? But the thing is, it's just like I remember one lady was saying, well, the abattoirs near us, they're all closed. So then for us to actually get our cattle to thing, like we now have to get this much longer journey, which makes it no longer worth it for us
from a financial standpoint.
From a financial standpoint.
So it would be actually cheaper to just kill it off.
Exactly. But then it's like you just spent a whole a season raising it, right? And they were input costs in that raising, so that's just a pure loss.
You know, so but and this is the thing. It's just like that's how Esau has controlled the grid by legislation. Because the thing is, there'll be certain man they know how to do all of the thing. But Esau's like, nah, you want to sell it, you have to get it done at the abattoir.
Yeah, and even that's a skill, especially the Western world.
Mhm.
A lot of us ain't been exposed to.
Yeah.
Might have seen it in a third world country, but you ain't gonna see it here.
Yeah, you try. You call it the animals and bare agonies. Oh, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know?
But a lot of people don't even know how to cut a fish.
Yeah, that's
A
real.
lot of people just buy fillets.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you buy fillets, but
No, it's true, yeah.
like, shit, man.
Well, yeah, a lot of buffets.
Well, I know how to go. I don't know, but I know for damn sure. Yeah. That's it, bro. That's it. Brother's acting like he's not a migrant too. British. Nah, but for real, man, a lot of people have that skill. Yeah.
No, the sort of chicken.
Yeah.
Deep over a chicken and that.
Yeah, you put it on hot water and then you take it out and you put it on the flame. And, one of those, man.
But you know what that makes me think of as well, though, because I always give this account, right? The scripture says, "You shall go to this man in want of all things," right? And I think about how all of that knowledge is not here in the West. So it may be a thing where some way, somehow, you roll up on a farm, but you got a chicken there. You're like, wow, a chicken. But it's like, what are you going to do after that?
Exactly.
Like, you've got the chicken, it's clocking. It might even come to you. Be like, look, man, I can see you're hungry, innit? Right? But after that, actually getting it from there to cooked, a lot of people don't know how to do that. And I always remember, like, country where I was born, right? The women there were like, oh, yeah, we're a bit worried because the hospitals, which you call, are having issues. And, this lady is pregnant. I'm just like, you should know how to birth babies. It's like, this is a quote unquote third world country, right? That where I would have expected that knowledge to have continued, but Esau has taken it out of everywhere. Right now, don't get me wrong. It's like childbirth is dangerous as hell, right? But even just to the point where it's like just to know how to, because I was born at home, just that ability to know what to do as a basic kind of as a basic process, and the hospital's there in case something bad happens. But that Esau's taking that knowledge so that you have to go to his hospital, so that you have to go to his shops, so that you have to go to him in the want of all things.
And it says,
System is due to failure.
Yeah.
verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with a plague and punishment, but the Most High shall bring upon it.
And what's the ultimate plague, man? That flesh shall consume, man. That lake of fire. Lakers, as the brothers in Dallas said. That's funny. The brothers are calling the Lakers, isn't it? Like people going to be in the, Babylon will be a lake, isn't it? That's funny.
They that till the ground shall mourn,
Getting new to wearing the Lakers stuff.
for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
They shall not regard their kings or princes. Woe to the world, man. No? Yeah, and especially in major cities. No?
Yeah.
It's set up, bro. Like, bro, these food, look, man. Like, I'll tell you now, there's places in Ghana, right, I can think of where, look, the way some people live in these villages, man, global, whatever, that don't affect them.
Yeah.
All they know is their farm plants only one crop.
Yeah.
Cassava,
Yeah.
cocoa,
Yeah.
and yam, sweet potato, mango. You know what I mean? Certain things like plantain, but you know what I mean? It's like I'm sure even this brother can say it. Like, bro, a lot of homes, a lot of gardens in some of these lands, they have a plantain tree in their garden, like in their house. Like even in my mom's crib, we got a plantain tree, we got cocoa, which is you know, a couple others, trees. You know what I mean?
was reminiscent.
Yeah, it was reminiscent back home. But for real though,
Sweet mango.
yeah, you gotta pick it up.
Bro, look at his lips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet
Bro,
mango.
Yeah, even shit that's like sold in a health food store, like power sock and stuff like that. Bro, I remember walking in the neighborhood. This guy got a soursop tree, and people don't even value it. The locals are like, man,
Yeah.
I don't even. I eat this every day. I'm even tired of it.
Yeah.
But then here's and you pay one of them is just £22. It's a lot, you know, for real though.
Yeah.
So, but these cities, man,
No, it's peak.
it's
Bro,
it's
bro, it's peak, bro.
dark. All you're gonna be eating is your body fat percentage.
Basically. In fact, on that,
You're
can I
gonna be
grab a precept?
ketosis. No impulse. Lean as shit though. Don't worry, man. Gonna be lean.
That's it. Everyone can get that 2%.
Everyone's gonna have a 10-pack.
Yeah. Well, the funniest thing is,
V, you know, you're trying to get the V.
yeah, but so the worst thing is when you're in famine, you actually get a 1-pack. You get a kwashiorkor, KWASHIOKOR. As you know, you saw all of them Ethiopians with the big bellies. That's I forget what causes that.
Is
But-
it vitamin C?
I forget what causes it. But it's a deficiency of sorts.
It's it's a severe form of malnutrition caused by inadequate protein intake.
Yeah.
Typically affecting young children, reasons with insecurity, food, famine. Yeah.
So maybe the adults might have the 10-pack. The kids are gonna have that kwashiorkor belly. But this is Lamentations 4 and 9.
Yeah.
Kwashiorkor.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sounded Japanese. Isn't it? It's like kwashiorkor, yeah. The water. Lamentations 4 and 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for once of the fruits of the field.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, because it's like after a certain point when you get into starvation, you know, obviously you start off in ketosis, you know, and then after when you get beyond a certain point, starvation, man.
When you look into the science of starvation,
Yeah, your brain is selfish,
hella selfish.
so it protects itself by shutting everything down,
Oh yeah, that's everything else.
everything else until you.
Yeah, which is why we're in the road. Basically, what you see at the end, man starts coughing blood.
Blood, yeah.
You know, because it's like you get to the point where it's like you've wasted all of your fat, then you've wasted all of your muscles, then you've wasted your unimportant organs, and then it's your heart. You know, it's two. You know, the worst thing is then let's say you get found, like you can't then just be fed. Like you can't just like someone that's not eating in a while, you can't then just dump them with food. You actually have to build them back up.
That's 19.
2019, yeah?
No.
Oh, 219, okay. Verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
That's that martial law, that's that siege, that's that curfews, because it's gonna be so crazy out there.
Oh,
Where order out chaos.
Remember, I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Scanner again.
Scanner again.
Scanner again.
Yeah. That's gonna
Won't
be.
be able to pass, man.
Yep.
Verse 18, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled.
Yeah, and really the most. Again, I know you've probably seen it, brothers. You've seen it. I know you've seen it as well. In comparison to a country or wherever anywhere it is, a city is just naturally more proud than the village.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you go into a village and nature, it's naturally more humble because of how the people
Simple
live.
life.
Yeah. Even to some extent, even the villages we have over here in the UK, in comparison to the city, a village is always humble.
Everyone, like a lot of the other parts of the UK hate London.
Yeah.
Detest London.
Yeah.
You know?
Villages, especially in these third world countries as well, is naturally humble because then you see the value.
Yeah.
Like how, I'll give you an example, man. When I last went to the slave castles, obviously I got to pass through certain towns where that's more villagey. And you have farmers who come on the side of the streets. Literally the farm will be there and they come from the street with it on their head will be like a crop, like it might be yam. And you might, let's say, I'll just do it in pound conversion. retail for the plantain might be £10, but farm level they sell it to you for £1 for the whole bucket. For the whole bucket, it'll be like the whole shit, because they know they can't access the city.
Yeah.
They can't travel to the
It's gonna
city
cost them more
to travel.
to travel or try and sell it.
Yeah.
Than to just sell it.
So I'd rather give it to you as a wholesale on the spot. You know what I'm saying? So that's how there's people out there that live like that, man.
yeah.
What do these people know about?
And the thing is, it builds we hate this word, but builds a community,
Yeah.
if you will. You know, because I remember looking into certain things about why certain countries are so group oriented, and part of the reason, especially when you're looking into like Southeast Asia, East Asia, or places where you get a lot of rice farming, is you can't farm rice on your own.
Yeah, you need a team.
You actually need a team. So by like if for generations everyone in the family has done is farm rice, it's like you know your neighbors, like you're on the plantation together, and you know and that's what farming is like. You can't just, well, especially you've got large pieces of land, you can't really just do that on your own, right? Even let's say you're the buffest man in the village, like, oh, you got all the muscles, right? It gets to a point where it's like you need someone to help you with certain parts of the process, man. You know?
Hey, like, isn't it very interesting, bro, that a lot of these farmers, whether it be rice farmers, wheat farmers, that make food that then get turned into ultra processed foods, they ain't fat. So they're at the source. So they're eating the good shit. You know? I just find that interesting. But anyway, you have more on that?
Done. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Man shall be afraid, man.
And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
For lack of bread and great tribulation. Amen. But guess what? The Lord's going to make a way for his elect. He's going to provide for us. The scripture says, then shall be known who am I chosen, man. It's going to be clear. Guess what? Just how did the doors of the ark were shut, and those of the mercy is going to be shut, and it's only the elect that's going to get mercy. It's ultimately beamed up and changed and first fruits. You know? So, hey, with that, yeah, you guys ready to see?
It's things close, man. Things close, but maybe just what was the second Ezra, the 7th chapter, speaks about, you know, fire on the one side, water on the other, but we don't go through it, right? Then how we gonna get that city? So it's gonna be painful, but you know, yeah, we've got to go through it, man.
That's it.
Eyes of the prize.
Yeah. All right, man. So with that, we're gonna say a praise with V2.
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kakadash.
Never understand the person that was a great